and every hero is remembered in honor of Ryan King and all that have fallen before. Now and beyond, your stories will carry on. Here's some advice given by First Lieutenant Daniel Hyde, who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Do not accept mediocrity in any aspect of your life. Patriot pride is now live. Patriot pride is now live.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Patriot Pride channel. Mike, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. What a beautiful day in Georgia. It's been so hot.
It's been scalding.
It is unbelievably hot, guys. But hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. Such an honor to have all you guys. If you're here for the first time, we are Patriot Pride. We are a nonprofit, and we help support and give back to military families in need. Everything about Patriot Pride is dedicated to my nephew, Ryan King, who we lost in Iraq in 2007. So thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button for us. Hit the likes. Let's try to get as many likes as we can tonight. I know that we've got a lot of friends that are on right now, and just thank you guys for being here with us. We can't thank you enough for your support. So actually, I'd love to start this thing out like we kind of always do. Let's see where everybody's watching from tonight, Mike. Nationwide and worldwide, really. So you guys put in the chat where you guys are watching from. We'd love to see where you guys are watching us from tonight. How was your day today?
It was good. I got to see my oldest. He drove in tonight. He'll be here with me for a couple of days, and then he's got to fly back out to Texas A&M.
Nice. That's good. He's a good kid. California, Ohio, New Mexico. You came over from JLR. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ohio, Toronto, Texas, San Diego, Kentucky, Louisiana, Alberta, Canada. Thank you. North Carolina, Kansas, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, Texas, Hawaii, Pittsburgh, Scotland, Wichita Falls, Maryland, Canada,
Australia,
North Pole. I wonder if that's scary drawdown. Missouri,
Probably.
Indiana, Texas, Wisconsin.
ATL.
Nice. Go Dogs. North Carolina, Maryland, Cali in the house, Indiana, Kentucky, Folsom.
Hawaii.
Go Braves. I heard that. Alabama, Arizona, North Carolina, Canada. Everywhere, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here with us again. We can't thank you enough, and we're going to get back into the Nancy Guthrie case tonight. And tonight, we're going to do things a little bit different. Mike actually had an unbelievable theory the other day, and so we've been looking into this a little bit. We've been doing some case studies, and it's really, really interesting what we discovered. And so I can't wait to get to that. So we'll give it just a few more minutes and let a few more people get in here. We'll talk to the chat real quick. I see Kathy, Alana, what's up? Peace of Jesus, Betsy, Cindy Lou, Jim, what's up? And to our mods, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Our mods are awesome. We investigate. What's up?
He said, I'm watching from your window. I'll wave at you.
What's up, Wayne? Sheila, Miss Sheila, thank you so much.
Remember when the bird flew in the window?
I don't know if you guys were with us that night, but we had a bird fly in the window one night. It was unbelievable.
I was chasing it around the daggum studio.
It was funny. So we got Rita, Kayla. Forgot tonight was a big night. And Alicia, I don't know if you guys remember Alicia, but I think that her big day was Friday, so she got married. So let's send her some prayers. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Jeannie. And I do want to send out some prayers to Miss Beth as well. I don't know if she's back in here tonight, but Miss Beth Hammond, we want to send her some prayers. We know that she lost her daughter, so Very unfortunate. So let's send out prayers for her. This is off topic. This is off topic. However, are you or the organization able to help the?
That's all I heard. That's all I saw.
We try to help out any military family in need, whether you're active or you're veteran. If you need help, we try to help. And you guys see that our email address is there in the banner. So send us an email. We've got a board that vets those. And we try to help out in any way we can. But guys, remember, we're a small organization, so we help out with everyday cost of living. God willing, one day we'll work up to building some houses or renovating some houses for some military families. But right now we're not there. But God willing, we'll get there with the help of you guys. So
and the help with that new partnership we just got, is that not amazing?
It is, guys. We just got a huge partnership with a company called DNA Vibe, and it's going to be amazing how many military members we're going to be able to help. It's a regenerative and a rejuvenative recovery device, right, Mike?
Wearable. It's the only wearable
recovery device,
regenerative recovery device
on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I want to thank those guys so much. Again, it's unbelievable, the generosity of them. And I've already been talking to some people about going up to Fort Bragg and a couple of other places where we're gonna probably take you guys live with us, and we'll go and we'll hand out some of these devices. So I can't wait to help those people out. So Cindy Lou, we got Dolly Marinello. I think that's right. You guys know I always butcher names, so we got Danny, Melissa, Millie. What's up, Millie? Pickle, Ram Jammer. We always love Ram Jammer. All right, guys. So let's get into this. Again, this is going to be interesting tonight. We've got some good stuff. We got some pretty interesting stuff that you guys are going to, I think, find pretty ironic. So Mike, let's just kind of get into how this came about and what you just started thinking one day.
I mean, I really don't know how it came about, to be honest with you. And I've kind of given you two theories, and so I really don't know which one we're covering.
Well, that's funny. If you guys don't know the way we do this, Mike comes in here. He doesn't know what we're going to cover. So
my mind's over here racing, like, which one is he wanting me to talk about?
So his raw reaction is just like y'all's. So the one where she got out of the car and then didn't get in, was pulled back. So Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I always go back to the blood situation, right? Like, why, how did the blood get there, right? Like, it's more of like on that theory of I personally think that they went out the back door or this, that, and the other.
What's up, Courtney? Thanks for being here.
And so with that being said, I was just like, and then. We've talked about theories about maybe she never made it home, and there's really no proof that she made it home other than blood sitting out there on the front porch. So I'm going, hey, how does that come about? And the only reasonable or rational explanation that I could have was that she never made it. So she didn't go in the garage door. Me personally, if we're going down this, what I was thinking, like they pulled up to the front, they got her up, she's going up to the steps and she goes in the front door.
And let me stop you right there. And we know, documented that a neighbor walked her to the mailbox very recently. And so we know that she comes out of that front door to go to her mailbox, down the steps, mailbox, and then back. So we do know that recently, before this happened, occurred. So we know that's her normal pattern, allegedly, of entering the house. So
instead of going through the garage door, that's how she was going to go home. And at that point, when she got up to the front stoop, that's when she was taken. So.
And let me say this.
Allegedly.
I want to say this. So everything we say tonight, guys, is for entertainment purposes only. We're not slandering or defaming anybody's name. We're not accusing anybody. So everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And if we have guests up, same goes for them. So just wanted to get that out there.
So that would be the only reasonable explanation that I could come up with of going, hey, why did everything happen up front? And then they drag her back to the car after they knock her down, she hits her head, whatever, and then they take her back to the car and then they drive off. And then I start thinking, like, okay, well, she would be on camera. You know, they would be on camera that happened. And there would be blood there when the porch guy comes up. So I sit there and I'm trying to figure out how they could make that happen. And that's where I kind of got stuck. But that's the only thing that I can truly explain of why blood happened there. I don't see, in my head, it's hard for me to comprehend how they take her out the front door when they bust out a light in the back, that kind of stuff. So it was just something that I was thinking about of like, hey, maybe she made it to the front door and that's as far as she made it. And then everything else was kind of set up and staged.
And so Mike told me that, and I'm like, all right, well, how does this work? And originally, go ahead and tell them, because I don't think you're even going to believe what I've got tonight. So again, we're not accusing anybody, but go ahead and tell them what your initial, if we're going down this theory, what may have happened that could have set this up. So such and such brought her home.
So supposedly what we hear that Tommaso brings her home. She gets ready to get out of the car, this, that, and the other. Something kind of goes down. He then turns and him or somebody attacks her at the front door, drags her back to the car. They drive off. The blood is on the front porch. You want me to tell them about what we...
No, I'll get into that.
So they drop her back off, put her back in the car, and they drive away. What else do you want me to...
So he told me that, and I'm like, that is a great theory. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, but here's the deal with that. If that's the case, then wouldn't the blood have been there on the video that we see, right? And so that's where I got stuck. I'm like, that's a great theory, Mike.
So the blood would be on the front porch when the porch guy walked up.
Yeah.
You would pick it up on camera.
Yeah, and so I got to thinking about this. I'm like, so how then could this happen? Because maybe something did go down. And I got something that I'm going to show you guys later that nobody's going to believe. And I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. And I don't think anybody saw it unless you were watching something here very recently tonight. So I got to thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe this did happen. Maybe he was bringing her back home,
They get into it.
They got into it. She gets out of the car and she tries to get back in her house. And unfortunately, it goes down right there on her porch. And then he brings her, she's trying to get in. He brings her back and he gets out of there. That's the reason we don't see any other vehicles, right? We can't find another vehicle.
The only thing that is concerning with that is the video, because the camera is still sitting and recording because nothing has gone down. So with that's as far as I could take it, without going, okay, now explain how this works.
So I'm going to explain to you how that works, and you guys aren't going to believe this because before I started, you guys know I dig deep into stuff. So I started thinking about this theory, and I'm like, Mike, this is a really good theory, but we've got to figure out how, if it's plausible, and that's what we do. We don't say this is what happened. We just say, could this have happened, right? And so I'm going to show you guys tonight how this actually could have happened. So,
for that to have happened, the garage door going up and going down, we can explain that. That would explain why the medicine on the bed allegedly was not taken. That kind of alleges, what the house kind of being pristine, all that kind of stuff is because she just never really made it into the house.
Right. And so, some of you guys may think a little bit differently. And again, I'm not saying this happened. I'm not saying this is my theory or our main theory. I'm saying
my main theory, in only coming up with this, it was to figure out how to explain the blood at the front porch. without anything else, right? Like that's the one thing that I'm stuck on. The porch guy doesn't concern me. There's several things that sticks out to me in this case, and it's the blood on the front porch and why it was the way it was, and why nothing was, tracked through it. If they, if they came out the front door, there should be more evidence of them coming out the front door other than the blood.
Yeah. And so again, our job, or my job, of what we do here is we try to bring theories that we put out there that are plausible, and then we show you guys how it could have actually happened, right? Again, we're not saying this is our main theory, but I want to put out there, is this a theory, right, that could actually be plausible? So let's get into it. I want to show you guys.
Well, they said that Ashley Banfield said that there was blood inside the door. Yeah, she could have made it up to the door and getting ready to open the door when whatever happened, and there could be blood right there inside that door, but she never made it inside. The door could have been open.
And nobody's confirmed that, but that was reported early on. So let's get into how this maybe possibly could have happened, guys. And I want you guys to tell us what you think. And you might not think it happened at all, but there's definitely a possibility that this could have happened. Okay, so I want to show you guys this, and I want to give credit. I'm trying to make sure I give credit to everybody that deserves it tonight. So let's check this out. So I want to give credit to Thornbridge X Unfiltered right here. So
they do amazing.
Yeah. So let's check this out. Let's listen.
Try not to disturb any of the items in the house. We're getting a hold of a scent tracking dog, so try to stay away from the blood outside and anything inside the house that could hold a scent. Copy.
Okay, so let's listen to this one more time, guys.
Try not to disturb any of the items in the house. We're getting a hold of a scent tracking dog, so try to stay away from the blood outside and anything inside the house that could hold a scent.
Okay, so I want to make a point of that. It specifically says stay away from the blood outside, right? Okay, and so this was the dispatch call that night, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I want to go into something else, and I'm thinking, I'm like, why is this? This is a little weird here. So if we know that that's the case, okay, then why then did this happen?
And my sister called me, and I said, "Is everything okay?" Mm-hmm. And she said, "No." She said, "Mom's missing." And I said, "What? Yeah. What are you talking about?" She said, "She's gone." And she was in a panic. I was in a panic. I'm like, "Call 911. Yeah. She's like, "I did. We called them. They're here." And we thought that she must have had like some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow, the paramedics had come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there's a stretcher and they took her out the back. But her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things. Yeah. And it just didn't make any sense. So, Annie and Tommy had already called all the hospitals, but then I'm like, I'm going to call the hospital. So then I started calling the hospitals. And
so first point I want to make is, did she not trust them, right? She said, they've called them, now I'm going to call them. But nowhere in here does she mention any blood on the front. Not one time does she mention that Annie mentioned to her that there was blood anywhere
at the front
at all. Yeah.
And the police were there and talking to her at the same time, and it was just chaos and disbelief.
Within hours, Savannah was making the long journey.
So I just wanted to make that point really quick, that, all right, let's set this scene up here. Is the dispatch call we listened to, okay, obviously said stay away from the blood. right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she comes on, does this interview a long time after that, right? Tells what Annie said to her. Annie didn't mention the blood at all, even though they knew it was there, obviously, because the dispatch call said it was. So why then did Annie not mention this to her when she called her? So just kind of setting a scene here.
And maybe Annie did say it, and she just didn't mention it on the show, like
Possibly.
during the interview.
Yeah.
But when you said that and you played that video, I'll go to when we open calls and stuff. I don't want to jump ahead.
Yeah. And so now let's get into this one. And we played a lot of these before, but I'm setting this up, guys, so that you guys can understand where we're going here. So let's listen to this one. And I want to point out two different things here.
Can you start checking any adjacent properties to see if anyone's got cameras that might be facing this way? Family here does not have access to the cameras on the property.
Okay. Really quick. Well, I'll put this back up and stay here with you guys. It specifically says family here does not have access to the cameras on the property. Okay? So let's remember that.
This call is roughly the same time as the
Shout out to Monk's Intrigue here.
He's the man.
previous call. And is it just me? Or does that not sound suspiciously like Nanos?
Cameras that might be facing this way. Family here does not have access to the cameras on the property.
Raspy voice and that manner of speaking. So the interesting thing he says here is that family can't access the cameras. Meaning, if this is pertaining to the Nancy Guthrie case, the best caretakers are saying that they didn't have the Nest app installed in their phones. Wouldn't all family members want this app if just to check on Nancy now and again for peace of mind?
Keen inside, they were able to get into the phone. Also, Keen is...
All right, this is, to me, again, this is huge here. Did not have access to the phone, the cameras, okay? But he just specifically, and we brought this up before, says they were able to get into the phone, okay? They were able to get into the phone. This is important right here, guys. So remember this, because this is going to be huge here in just a few minutes when I play something else for you guys.
here.
Now, Juanita placed inaudible right here, but
So we'll go back again and we'll just review. Obviously, the dispatch calls.
My bad.
It's okay. The dispatch call said family did not have access to the cameras on premises. Cameras, plural, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that they did have access to the phone. Okay. So now, if that's the case, then let's check out a couple of things here. Okay. So let's go back to the scene and let's remind ourselves of what this looked like. So we'll bring this up and check this out. So this is the scene, guys. Okay. We all have seen this many, many times. And I want to point out the amount of blood that you see here is very, very, very minimal. Right, Mike?
It is.
Which,
I know that for a fact.
yeah, I mean, it's very minimal. So what we're talking about tonight really could go with two different theories, okay? So one is the one that Mike said, and then we'll get into another one in a few minutes. But I really want to point out that there's very, very minimal blood here on a porch with a lady that is 84 years old that has been on blood thinners. So you guys got to remember that, okay? So again, very, very minor amount of blood other than, close to the door. There's two spots there that look like they're a little bit heavier in volume and still not a lot. Right, Mike?
Right.
Okay. So we see that. That's the original scene. Okay. And so now I want to give a shout out to Sleuth. So Sleuth did some stuff. And if you guys will notice, he or someone on his show superimposed the image, the clipped image from the actual FBI video, right, in the black and white, and they superimposed the areas where the blood would actually be. Okay, so they did a really good job with that. That was pretty cool. And so shout out to Sleuth. He had a great show last night. I really enjoyed that show. If you guys hadn't seen it, go back and check that out. So here's the original picture. Okay.
What do we not see on the ground?
So we don't see anything, right? And that's what I'm bringing up here. We don't. Supposedly we don't see anything. Okay. So maybe there is, maybe there's not, right? We don't know yet. Okay. So now let me go over and show you guys something else that Sleuth did, which you're going to find very interesting. All right, let's check this out. And again, all props and shout out to Sleuth Intuition.
One of the biggest debates surrounding the porch camera footage is whether blood would have been visible if it was actually there. To test that, I recreated a similar blood spatter pattern and recorded it under low light conditions. The results were surprising. Before I show you, there's another detail worth mentioning. Near the reported blood location, there appears to be what some have described as a partial footprint, and the porch individual seems to step right in that same area. Now take a look at this experiment. Once the lights were turned off, the blood became extremely difficult to see on camera. In some spots, it was nearly invisible unless you already knew where to look. This doesn't prove blood was present in the porch footage, but it does show that blood can be there without being obvious on the nighttime security camera. Let me know what you think in the comments.
So you guys, you can't even see that unless you know where to look. Right?
Yeah.
So again, I want to give a huge shout out to Sleuth. Okay. So we got to thinking about this, and it goes back to how could we explain if that blood was actually there when that porch guy came up? Okay. So I got to dig in a little bit deeper after I saw all this stuff. And so that's when I came up, and Mike and I actually did a case study ourselves. Okay. And so now let's get into kind of what we found out in our case study. Pretty interesting, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we did is this guy's is on my front porch, okay? Or my front area of my house. And I want to point out, and you'll see.
And that, just so you know, that was blood that was drawn, and it was one syringe.
One syringe, guys, okay?
And it wasn't a huge syringe.
No, it wasn't, but it still put out a good amount of blood. There's a lot of blood here.
And one thing that, on that, where it has the big, like, kind of splatter, the blood had, what do you call it?
Coagulated.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was about 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I want you guys to see this is a pretty big area. Yes, it's one syringe, okay? But it's a lot of it's a lot of blood, guys. There was a lot of blood there. So I almost think there was more blood there in one syringe than there was on that entire porch. So check this out. That's actual blood. Okay, so you guys see how much that is, okay?
That was blood that was actually drawn.
Yes. And so now let's go check out what it looks like through the camera. Okay? So you don't see anything. You see nothing. And where that blood was right underneath that bush that's on the left-hand side. Now, if you knew where to look, you can see a faint, small object there. Okay? Now, I will say this. Mine is a Ring camera, and Nancy's was a Nest camera. So I will put that out there.
And Nancy's was on tile, where yours was on concrete.
That's right.
And so Nancy's had a little darker, more porous compared to a almost.
Well, actually, the concrete is more porous, and we'll get into that
but
too.
like the more of the not porous, more of the color.
Yeah.
Compared to more of a white porous.
Right.
That's what I meant to say. More of a white porous concrete.
So again, guys, the blood is directly underneath that bush. Okay, and again, let's go back and look at the amount of what was there. I mean, there's a lot of blood there, guys. There's a lot. That's a lot. It was a lot of blood, even though it was one syringe. So again, we'll go from there to what it actually looked like in the infrared camera. There it is. It's again, if you guys could look right underneath the bush there on the left, that's where it is. And you may see a faint dark spot in that one large area. So what's interesting about that is this. Okay? And this is what I want you guys to kind of understand the difference in what Mike was talking about. So let me take us down and you guys can see this. So I did some research. So will blood show up better on concrete or porcelain tile? Okay. So on concrete, it's porous and matte. The finish is matte, and that's what Mike was talking about. So from an infrared view, it's porous and relatively matte. Blood can soak or spread into the surface and may create a region with different infrared reflectance from the surrounding dry concrete. That can make a stain appear noticeably darker or otherwise contrasted. Okay, and now we go over to porcelain or ceramic tile, which is what I'm pretty certain that's what Nancy had on her porch. It's usually smooth and sometimes glossy. Okay, infrared illumination can produce strong reflections or glare, which can reduce the apparent contrast of a liquid sitting on the surface. Okay, so the important caveat is a dark patch in an IR security camera image cannot establish that the substance is blood. Water, oils, shadows, wet concrete, dirt, and other substances can produce very similar appearances. Generally, expect matte concrete to give you a better chance of seeing a conspicuous liquid stain that glossy porcelain tile, all else being equal. So I put that in there to tell you guys this. So the case study that we did, okay, on the concrete would actually, in theory, be darker than what Nancy's was. And so I wanted you guys to remember, even on the concrete that we did our case study on, you can't see it. Okay, even though it's supposed to be darker than it is on porcelain or ceramic. So this is the image again, and the blood is right below the bush here, and you cannot see it. And there's two large areas there. Okay, so, and it's supposed to be darker on concrete than it is on tile. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there so you guys understand that there is a possibility. Okay. Now, one other thing I did want to say as well, and this is a different night right here. This is from my camera again, guys. I want you guys to notice here another important thing is my truck is actually parked.
Mine is too.
79 feet. I measured it. So 79 feet from this camera, there's a truck there, and you cannot see anything that resembles a vehicle there. Okay. So something to take.
Was I here that night?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that's when I was playing around with the different lightings.
Yeah. So there's actually two different trucks out there, guys, and again they're 79 feet away from this, which I think Nancy's house set a little bit further than 79 feet, and at 79 feet, you can't see anything.
And just so you know, there's houses across the street. There's street lights. It ain't like it was pure pitch black dark.
Yeah. And so now, guys, this brings me to this here. And so all that being said, to say this right here. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, again, I don't know. I'm not going to say that this is my main theory, because it's really not. as far as her not getting inside, him maybe coming up and then pulling her back. That's maybe not my main theory, but once we started talking about this, I think it may lead into another theory that this possibly could be staged. And I'll show you on the next screen. The most important thing that I wanted you guys to see is that it's plausible that there was blood there when we see the video of the porch guy come up. So, and so I want you guys to see this now and understand what may possibly, I'm not saying it did, but what possibly could have happened. So I did some research that said, can Nest footage or notifications be deleted and never retrieved? Okay. So it says, yes, it is plausible, but it depends on what is deleted. Deleting or cleaning a push notification from your phone only removes it from your phone. It does not delete any Nest event, snapshot, or video that Google has stored in the cloud. Okay. And then to the side it says, they can't be recovered. We don't keep backups. Well, let's look a little bit further. So if you clear notifications from the phone, the notification disappears from the phone. Okay. It does not erase Nest event, snapshot, video, or that is stored by Google. Okay. Now, this is interesting, Mike. So if you have no subscription and time expires, without a Nest Aware subscription, Google retains only a short window, 3 to 6 hours of an event video, depending on the camera model. After that window, events and snapshots expire automatically. Okay, but now check this out, Mike. Deleted video history in the Nest app. This is important, guys. So I really want you guys to hear this because this is important. Deleted video history in the Nest app erases video history and snapshots from Google servers. Google states they can't be recovered and don't keep backups. Once deleted, investigators may not be able to obtain the footage. So, therefore, it's entirely possible for investigators later to be unable to obtain the actual Nest footage from Google, particularly with a non-subscriber, after the short retention period has expired, or if the Nest history itself was deleted. But merely swiping away a notification from the phone wouldn't by itself cause Google's copy to disappear. So that being said, if you delete the video history inside the Nest app, Mike, it says it erases the video history and the snapshots from Google servers. So that takes me back to this. What did we find out from the dispatch calls? They didn't have access to the cameras on the property,
They had
right?
access to the phone.
But they had access to the phone.
So, and on the phone would be the app.
On the phone is the app. And if you go into the settings compared to the to this knowledge that we have here, and you erase that, then allegedly Google has no records of that. So if you just erase the notification, they can. But if you erase it from the settings itself, then allegedly, and we don't know if they can or can't, but allegedly they can't go back and find that information. So it's very suspicious to me that, number one, they didn't have access to the cameras. That's very suspicious to me. Like Monk said, you would think that they won't want to monitor her, okay? Number two, it's very suspicious to me that if it was because privacy purposes, Mike, right, that they didn't have access to the app to see her cameras. If that was the case, then it seems like that she would want privacy into her phone, so why would anybody have access to her phone?
But even being able to have access to the phone, right? If I had access to the phone and I went into the app and I hit delete, you aren't going to have any of that footage anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But the point I'm making is people want to say, well, maybe she was private. Maybe she didn't want them seeing her, and maybe that's why they didn't have access into the app, which I don't agree with. Okay, but that's fine if you have that theory that she wants to be private. If she wants to be private, then they're not going to be able to get into her phone. You see what I'm saying? Because if she wants to be private, then she wants to be private. So she's not going to give them access to the cameras, but she's also not going to give them access to her phone. You see what I mean? So I don't believe that they didn't have access. Somebody had access to those cameras, in my opinion.
Well, I don't have the Nest or that. So the only way I would assume that anybody would have access to them cameras is through the phone.
Yeah.
Right? Like, So I know you have access to different applications of Nest or whatever, right? But that's really the only way anybody would have access to the cameras.
Yeah. And so if we're going down this theory, the idea of an event happening before we see Porch Guy is plausible. Because if it was gone into the settings in that Nest application, according to the research that we found, allegedly you can remove that, okay? And you can leave something else that was there. So again, I'm not saying that that's what happened, but it's plausible. If you have access into the phone, which we know via the 911 call.
I mean, even if they didn't delete it, thinking about it, even if they didn't delete it, let's say they didn't have access to that, right? It said 3 to 6 hours that it would store. If all of this went down at 2, 3, let's say 4 o'clock in the morning, like by 6, it happens at 4, you count 6 hours, what time is it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's 6 hours right there. Wouldn't it delete?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess the point I'm trying to make.
If that's the case, if that's the case, and he tore down the the camera itself, how did in 6 hours it would delete? How did Google pull that up?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's just there's so many things that don't add up that makes me think the whole daggum thing is staged. Like it when we did that our own thing, and I'm going to be honest, when we did our own case study, the reason I brought the vial of blood, right, was to show how easy it was to get. That wasn't my blood. Right? It wasn't my blood. And the person who did is like, what are you doing? Don't be. And the very first thing they said was, what are you doing with it? And don't plan it to set me up for something. That was the first thing they said. They thought so it wasn't too far, out of the area of, could you get enough? And my philosophy and my thinking behind it was, I wanted to know how much blood a syringe would hold.
Right.
Right. And from what we saw in that, it showed me that a syringe was well enough it wasn't that much blood.
Yeah.
That was on the front porch. And that was where I was going with it. And then later on that night, I took the syringe out and go, wait, wasn't that much blood? Could it have been they got in an altercation when she was going inside her house, and then something happened. She fell, hit her head. He goes, oh, shit, and then drags her back out to the car because that's when something happened. Like they got into an argument. She stormed up to the house. He went to turn her around. She slipped. She fell. She hit her head or whatever, right? And that's where that kind of thing. He took her from the house to the car and then goes, I have to make this look like she was kidnapped.
Exactly. And again, so what I wanted to get into was, even if you guys can't get down with that theory, this proves that it's plausible that even if something happened, and we covered this as well, let's say something did happen at their house, Mike. Let's say something went down at dinner that night, right? And it hit the fan, and whether it was intentional or accidental, it's still plausible that this blood was planted on the porch. I guess that's that's what I'm trying to make the correlation of, because if you have access into a phone that houses the Nest application, okay, and you are aware of how to go in and delete that from the actual app itself and not just delete the notification, then according to the knowledge and the research that we got, that it deletes that footage. Now, on the back end, and Army vet's in here, and he would know a lot better than me, the capabilities of recovering things on the back end. But here's my thing. Maybe they recovered exactly what the person wanted them to recover. That's what the point I'm trying to make is. maybe because again, the porch guy looks very theatrical to me. I've said that since day one.
And we've kind of thought that porch guy whole thing is staged.
Yeah.
So if that's staged, why isn't that staged?
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people can get down and say the porch guy was staged, or let's not use staged. Let's use, theatrical, or let's use, planted. It was what they wanted us to see. All these kind of stuff. If that's the case, then why couldn't that be the case?
Yeah, I mean,
and why is that so far-fetched? Literally, it was very simple. It took 2 minutes. Blood was drawn. It was drove from there to here. It was implemented and then turn around, and we took pictures and stuff. Like, it was not a hard thing that a lot of people would think was like, oh no. I mean, so many other things of evidence is planted. Why couldn't you plant that?
Yeah.
I'm just, and it's just something to think about. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm just saying it's
plausible. Yeah, and again, it's plausible that the information was deleted that maybe have happened before the porch guy. That's the information we're trying to get to you guys.
And here's the thing. It happened. It got deleted, and then the reason we have stuff from the porch guy is because it happened afterwards.
And they wanted you to see it. Yeah, that's the point. So if the information that we recovered tonight and the research that I've done is actual factual information about how a Nest camera works and how the application works, and if you're able to go into the actual application, delete the information, delete the video, and delete the data, allegedly Google can't recover that. So if that is the case, then that could have been done. The porch guy could have came. That could have been what they wanted them to get, and that's how it went down.
And the other thing, in getting back to thinking about this theory, right? Like, hey, the blood was there before the porch guy got there, right? That would, to me, it explained why he had the bite light. To me, it explained why he kind of walked up to the left side of the...
Yeah, and let's look at that, Mike. That's a really good point. Let me see if I can find that video. And
like, if you see him walk up, he is kind of over to the left because he knew something was to the right.
Yeah.
And he literally takes the bite light when he steps up, this, that, and the other. Yes, there's a step there, but I mean,
it's a great point.
He walked all the way wherever he came from with no bite light. So,
yeah, that's a great point that Mike made, and I was like, you're right, dude. So when this guy walks up, look how far to the left he walks up. Why is he walking around? Why is he walking around that way to get to the camera that's on the right-hand side? Does he know that there's blood there? And that is a very good point.
But see, the bite light come on. When did the bite light come on? Right? Like, hey, let me make sure I don't step in this. Or, like, he saw where it was located. He made sure he didn't step in it.
He's walking to the left. He steps on the mat. He's on the mat, okay? Now, one thing
Now he does step over there.
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to show, and that's what even Sleuth said, that there's one area that it possibly looks like there's a shoe print. So watch this as he steps back out. As he steps back out, bam, right there. That was where one of the larger spots was, but there are no larger spots past tile number 2. Or past tile number 3, actually. There's no large spots. So possibly he stepped in it.
Leaving.
Right here. Possibly he stepped in that on tile 2 and 3 right here. Okay. And then he steps way out there for the next steps. Because out there, there's just the little bitty specks of blood. So I thought that was very interesting how you saw that he definitely walks to the left around where the blood may be. Okay, he's on the mat now, so he thinks he's good. Still on the mat, doing his thing. Okay, well, I got something to tell you about that wrist there as well. So then, he makes one step where he may think he's past it, but that's
why is he looking down right there?
Maybe he's looking for the blood. That's a great point. And the bite light comes on there. So maybe he thinks he's past where the big spots of blood are, and he's looking down. That's what maybe he's looking for, is the blood. And then he steps way out with that right foot. If you guys will look at that, look how far he steps with that right foot. He steps way out. So maybe he thinks he's trying to get out of that blood. So I don't know, Mike. I mean, to me, that sounds and looks like possibly what may be going on there. And then one other thing I want to get to before we move on to taking some calls
and if
stuff.
this is at 2, and here's another thing, if this is, whatever time it happened, and Nancy got dropped off at the house at 9:45, and that's kind of where it happened, like, the blood would be almost, if not completely dry.
Yeah. One thing I do want to shout out to you guys real quick is, I know last week we looked at this. There's another theory I have that what this could possibly be. I know we looked at the suit last week, but I was thinking, what else could this be? And what it actually may be, Mike, is actual wristband, like sweatbands, that he put on underneath to try to make sure that no sweat or no hair or anything like that fell, from underneath. So you'll see this bottom image here on the right-hand side is the actual photo, and then these pictures above it are actual just wrist sweatbands that he possibly could have had on that night. So we haven't been able to see the chats, guys. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I don't know. It's definitely a plausible thing. And that I've always wondered, why is he walking over there to the left? Why is he looking down? What is he looking for?
Because I thought he was under the influence of something when I first saw him walk up. I was like, almost like he was stumbling on.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I got to show you guys this. And Mike, you haven't seen this, and you guys probably haven't seen this either, because this just happened tonight. And I want to shout out JLR on this. This is interesting. So tonight, JLR, Juice, Mark the Shark, a lot of them went over to, I think it's Lauren's house, and they're eating dinner tonight, okay? And again, I want to shout out to JLR on this footage here. But I want you guys to see what happened and what this neighbor says right here. It was very interesting to me. And again, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but let's check this out. Pretty interesting, guys.
So you think it's Tommaso?
Yeah.
Why?
Working hard, hustling on a couple jobs still, or? Yeah.
He was asking for more money.
How do you know that?
I just know.
Oh, so you just know?
Yeah.
Just got that feeling he was asking for more money. Like,
Their
how much
house-
more money?
Their house was going in foreclosure.
Oh, their house was going in foreclosure?
That's what I heard.
Oh, I never heard that one.
She said no, and when he took her home, who knows what happened.
So you think he was asking for some money? She put her foot down and said, no, I'm not giving you nothing.
Nope, not giving you enough.
I've given you enough. I've given you people so much.
Make somebody mad enough.
Exactly.
And that's the
I
scenario.
think that's the scenario. And he took her back to the house. And then shortly thereafter, the guy comes, rings, with the door cam to throw everything up.
But who is that guy?
Nobody knows.
Think it's AI?
Huh?
Think it's fake?
No, it's a person.
Part of the conspiracy?
Yeah. He was, hey, here's $100. Put this mask on and,
Oh, you think he got paid?
Yeah. Sure. Somebody's butthole was puckering, and they had to do something. So, does anything show that Tommaso left? No.
But that enhanced one, I don't
Nope.
know, I think that one.
So again, we're not accusing anybody. We're just putting some theories out there, some ideas out there, and that's just something.
Well, that was one of our first, argument takes place at the house. She comes out and she's like, "No, I'm not doing it anymore," because we kind of thought maybe financial trouble just due to them moving into a bigger house and it, just the house payments and all that kind of stuff. She said no, and I could literally see it, she's getting out of the house. She's getting out of the car, and she slams the door, and she said, and I'm meeting with my lawyer to change my will tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Well, I can't let that happen. There's no way she can go meet with the lawyer tomorrow and change her whatever. Like, I could see that happening. And then he gets out of the car real quick, something happens, and before you know it, whatever happened, and then he's like, oh crap, we got to make this look like something that it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I mean, where are they? Where is Annie and Tommaso? Henny, thank you so much for being a Patriot Pride family member for 2 months. You guys are amazing. This is so interesting. And shout out to the moderators. They are awesome too. I agree. Thank you so much for being here with us.
And one of the things is, what are the 3 major reasons of why a crime is committed, right? Like money. But then one of the other huge ones is a factor of like a crime of passion, right? Like, and I'm not saying, but they got heated because they were family and something could have happened, allegedly. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm sitting here trying to think and justify the blood situation. Everything else is weird, yes, but the way the blood situation was handled made me go, something ain't right about this.
Yeah, and just as we go back and we kind of we look at the mannerisms of the guy and how he's walking, and I've always wondered, why is he walking like that? What is he looking down at? What is he looking down for? So I mean, maybe that explains he's looking to make sure he's trying to not step in that. And again, where's Annie and Tommaso? Where are they? Okay.
And what's what is the rate of, I go back to statistics. What statistics are the last person that sees them usually is involved in some kind of, it's high. It's
way up there. And I do want to show you guys one other thing, but I got to find it. So we'll talk amongst ourselves for a second. So yeah, Mike, I mean, I think that definitely this is a plausible theory. And I think a lot of people think that something went down.
How do you hear there's loans on the home that has not been, what does that say? I can't read. That thing's way over there. I can't see it, so I can't see the chats.
What does it say? How did you hear there were loans on the home that has not been proved? Now I do know that Annie and Tommaso's taxes were late being paid. Now that doesn't mean anything, but I do know that.
But here's the thing: if they had money, wouldn't it be paid?
Yeah, it's a good question.
And I'm not saying they don't have money, but if the money troubles were not being an issue, that would be paid. The only reason it wouldn't be paid is if they were running tight on money.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, we're not blaming anybody, guys, but
it's just theories of going, hey, let's make us think of what could have happened because we don't know. And with us not knowing, we do know facts. We know some facts supposedly that have went down, but I don't trust the people in charge in Arizona. I don't trust nanos.
Yeah, and so I want to play.
I started my podcast with 0 tech skills in just one tool.
Very interesting. Sorry about that, guys. I want to play something for you guys that's very interesting. And saying all this kind of brings it back to this right here. And I've got to find it on here. But I want to bring this up here. And it's actually Ashley Banfield. And she's actually talking about Brian and Lynette Hooker here. But she interviews an FBI guy and makes a very, very good point. And so I just want to bring this up and let you guys hear a little bit of this. So again, I want you guys to know she's not specifically talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, but this goes right into the Nancy Guthrie case, or any case that the feds are on. So let's check this out.
Ongoing in the Bahamas.
You got to give me a second because I got to find out where it is. So just hold on a second.
Investigative service. That is still at full throttle, my friends. So the reason that he's not charged yet is because the federal government does things differently. This is a federal crime that's being investigated, right? It happened overseas. It's being investigated by the Coast Guard. It's federal jurisdiction. It's not a state crime. Like, it didn't happen in Florida. It didn't happen in crime law.
So right there, she's basically just saying how feds and state do things differently. So this guy's a fed. So let's just listen to this for a second, and maybe it'll put everybody's mind at ease about what's going on, hopefully.
Because I know whenever anybody asks me about the Brian Hooker, Lynette Hooker case, they wonder, what the heck? Why is it taking so long? Why hasn't there been an arrest? It seems like the evidence is so obvious. So get us off the ledge.
So the way federal prosecutors work is they typically handle proactive cases as opposed to reactive cases, and I'll explain the difference. So state prosecutors, someone's been arrested, the police prepare their report, the detective drops it on the DA's desk, and they're reacting to a crime that's already been committed and someone that's been arrested. Now, that certainly happened here, allegedly, of course, but federal prosecutors are used to usually handling proactive investigations. So they're sending undercovers into the mob, street kings, drug cartels, and because of their OCD nature and the fact that they have far fewer files, they tend to not go to the grand jury and get an indictment until the case is bulletproof. Actually, I'm talking I's dotted, T's crossed. So I know it's frustrating for people that are watching.
We talked about this, and we've brought this up many times on the accuracy and the success rate of the feds bringing these things, these cases before a judge. So, and that's why I want you guys to listen to this.
They think that no news is really bad news, but that doesn't mean the investigation isn't going on behind the scenes. And when they drop the hammer and they go get that indictment and arrest warrant and they pick someone up, the case is locked and loaded. So I think that's what's happening here behind the scenes. Obviously, we don't know what we don't know, but that's my expectation and my experience handling these types of cases.
And I love that you say locked and loaded, because the way it's been explained to me before is that they could go to trial like in 2 months. Is that hyperbole?
Well, if the defense doesn't waive time, certainly the defendant has a right to a speedy trial. And it's rare. It happens once in a while. You got to be prepared. You have to have all your witnesses. Obviously, look, and we're going to go through the evidence. This is a circumstantial case. You want to make sure that you don't have any problems, because if you're a prosecutor, especially a federal prosecutor, the U.S. Attorney's Office, Ashley, you're expected to win every case. Even a hung jury is a loss. I never lost a case as a Fed because my agents were fantastic. But also, by the time we arrested someone, we were good to go. We could try the case the next day.
And so is it, I always waffle on the success rate, but is it 95% success rate when it's Fed?
Yeah, it's well over 95%. I mean, certainly, obviously, if you count guilty pleas, it's 98, 99%. But cases that actually go to trial, it is over 95% conviction rate in federal court.
So that's the thing that I'm hoping will get everybody off the ledge, is that be patient, wait for it, because it's worth the wait. And that's effectively, I assume, what most federal prosecutors feel.
Oh, no question. Look, the fact that you have a missing woman who was with her husband, really, it's a tale as old as time. Actually, not to date ourselves, we've been doing this a long time. If anything happens to me, my wife is going to be the number one suspect, right? I mean, and of course, all the misstatements, whether they're outright lies or innocent misrecollections, certainly don't help Brian either. But I think they're meticulously working up this case. And look, the fact that you have a case occurring in another country over a large body of water doesn't make it easy, right? Obviously, they're looking for the body that hasn't been found. But in terms of the evidence that you typically have, you're not going to have, right, the DNA, the ballistics, the independent witnesses, the surveillance video that you have in most murder cases. But that doesn't mean that the case won't be prosecuted eventually.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about the grand jury process. When you said they don't convene a grand jury and hand down an indictment until they're really ready, what's that process? Like, how long does that take? And is that something that we might know? For instance, if they convene a federal grand jury, let's say in Miami, why not? Florida looks like a good jurisdiction.
So basically, obviously, I mean, he's saying what we said. I mean, over 95% success rate when the feds get involved. And based on, what we know, Thornbridge called in to Pima County, They told her the feds, the FBI is over the case now. We know that any tips that you call in now, they're directing toward the FBI. So I do think the FBI has taken over this case, and this guy's going to tell you here in a second some characteristics of people, or what people don't do if they're innocent. So let's continue watching this just for a couple more minutes.
For this case, would we know that that's happening?
We won't. Grand juries are secret, so unless there's some sort of leak, we won't know. But you're right. Typically, these cruise murder, boat murder cases end up being prosecuted in Florida. That's the closest jurisdiction, and they have experience handling these types of cases. But a grand jury will sit, and they really have two functions. The first is an investigative function. So they could subpoena people, information, documents, evidence, witnesses to testify. The other is a charging function. So there's 23 grand jurors. To get an indictment, you just need a simple majority, 12 of those 23. It's a low standard, probable cause. And there's really two ways to go to a felony jury trial in this country. One of two things has to happen. You got to get a grand jury indictment. That's what's done in the federal system in almost every instance. Or you got to go to a preliminary hearing, which is a mini trial before the judge. That's used in many state courts, especially on the West Coast.
So are those federal juries convening all the time? For instance, if I sat outside the federal courthouse in Miami and I saw 23 lay people walking in looking like mechanics and hairdressers and all the rest, oh, it's coming? Or is it kind of, it's a rotation, it's a revolving door, they're always sitting in all sorts of cases?
Yeah, they're always sitting, and typically they'll sit for usually at least a year to 18 months. So if you're a grand jury, you're probably going to meet once a week in the federal courthouse, and you're going to hear all sorts of cases. And the reason they say that the grand jury will indict a proverbial ham sandwich is it's just the prosecutor, the court reporter, and those grand jurors. There's no defendant, there's no defense attorney, and it's just the witness. So they're really hearing a one-sided account of the case. And I'm not saying that's improper in any way, but I never failed to get a grand jury indictment, and I knew those grand jurors. Usually I'd get a grand jury indictment within minutes. So you present your case, you step outside, you check your phone. By the time you look at a couple emails and text messages, they come out, they give you that true bill, which is the indictment signed by the foreperson.
And again, their barometer is probable cause, not beyond reasonable doubt or shadow of a doubt. It's just, I think something might happen here.
Yeah, probable cause, not even more likely than not even preponderance of the evidence, 51%. It is a really low standard. So whether it's a prelim or a grand jury, you're going to get an indictment. If you can't get a grand jury indictment, you have serious problems with your case.
Wow. So yeah, that's the ham sandwich factor. It doesn't mean you're going to win your case, though. So when there's a true bill, when does the public get to find out about it? Do they have to announce it? This is a public process. We pay these people's bills, and we don't have secret justice.
Significant law enforcement presence, if you think someone might be armed and dangerous, or sometimes you'll see people are indicted, they've absconded, they're out of the country. Those indictments will remain sealed for years. But someone like Brian, I think it's going to be easy to find him, and I think that he will be arrested if he's in the United States. I don't think he's going back to the Bahamas, but if he was, he could be arrested there and extradited to the U.S.
Well, we found him. He's at his mommy's house in Sacramento.
So anyway, that's enough of that. But he goes on to talk about how, if people are innocent, they don't flee. They get a good idea once they're onto somebody. They look at their mannerisms, their traits, their habits and what they do. And so that, again, I'm not blaming anybody, but that takes me back and makes me wonder, where are Annie and Tommaso? Because we just heard from their neighbor yesterday on Justine's channel and on JLR, and they still have not been seen, Mike. So all of this is just too much to me, adding up to what I thought originally. And again, I hope that it's not true, but I don't know what else to think at this point, Mike. It's just it's a lot. So anyway, guys, well, I'm going to put the StreamYard link up here. If you guys want to come up and join us, we'd love to have you for a little while. What do you think, Mike? You still where you're at on it, right?
Yeah.
Your theory still, you think it's something much larger in scale, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people do. They're on that.
There's too many, to me, there's too much money involved for it not to be. and that is what it is. I mean, and it's from a really affluent family. $1.2 million ain't getting nobody talking. There's, they people who think might have something to do with it or know something has to do with it just fled the country. They have, I mean, it just, a lot of the stuff don't add up like what would be in a normal case. And you have to take the totality of the circumstances. And what are the totality of all the circumstances? Connections to politicians, the connections to, multimedia outlets, the connections to, I don't want to connect military. Like there's connection. I gotta watch what I say, but there's connections to people. There's a reason people are not trusting Pima County Sheriff, and it is what it is. And why aren't there? There's good reason to not to. It's just too many things don't add up for it to be just I've never thought it was random. So so then you go to why did this happen? And the first thing everybody goes to is, does it have something to do with Savannah? Well, what has Savannah done that would make something? And then what's getting released in the same amount of time? Something a lot of politicians don't want some information to get out. They might not be able to get to her necessarily. We're in a war. Like it's too big for me not to think that.
Yeah. And real quick, guys, if you are here for the first time, if you have not hit the subscribe button, if you're rewatching, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 12,000, and let's hit those likes. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Let's see how many likes we can get tonight, guys. So we've got, I don't know, almost 700 in here, I think, watching. So you guys make sure, hit that like button. Let's try to get as many likes as we have watching tonight. So let's see if we've got anybody waiting to come up. Yeah, we got Wayne in the backstage.
Go Dogs.
Let's bring We Investigate up. What's up, Wayne?
What's happening, gentlemen?
Nothing much.
How are you tonight?
Man, I'm just peachy, my brothers.
I love the new background, man.
I do. I like that.
Nick, you like that? I have to give a shout out to PI 56 Vinyl Verdict, Janice. She made this for me special.
It's a great job. Looks great, man.
Man, didn't she do a good job, dude?
Yeah. So
awesome.
So how was your day? Have a pretty good day? It's hot here. It's hot here in Georgia.
Very, very hot. I've been inside almost all day, brother. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I cut grass yesterday, and that was enough of that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about what we talked about tonight? Do you think it's a plausible theory that blood was there when he came up?
For that part, I honestly don't. To be honest with you, I think he stepped too much. I was kind of hoping you would let it show when he came back up on the porch after getting the bushes too, to see how much more he stepped. I just think there was too much blood there that he would have stepped in it, and it would have been more.
What if it was dried already, though?
I mean, if it was dried already, that's
now think about it. If something was to happen at 9:45, 10 o'clock, and when would this have happened, right? And it's how hot outside? Like, I mean,
I don't think it was too hot at that particular time. That's why they're saying she most likely didn't have the doors propped open, because it was kind of cool. And if you see the reporters and nanos out there later on in the night, they kind of got jackets on. He said, "It's cold for me," and he had the jacket on.
Yeah. And so we know, or going back to one of Monk's videos, I think he did I think it was Monk's. Could have been Sleuth. It was one of those two guys, I think. It takes about 45 minutes for that stuff to dry. Not thoroughly, but dry, pretty well, to where we don't think it'll make a lot of tracks or traces through it. So if it did happen, let's just say around 10, and this was allegedly at, I don't know, what was it, 148 or something like that. So that gives us, a few hours for something like this to happen. Now, I do know that blood that we had, I mean, it was coagulating and starting to harden within 45 minutes, right, Mike? Within an hour, 45 minutes. So,
And it was
Did y'all bring that out of a syringe or
Yeah.
a turkey baster or anything?
no, it was just a standard syringe.
It's like a regular syringe. And did you kind of just start with a
I
couple of
just let
drops? And then,
I just let it start with a couple of drops, and I got it close to the ground and all of that to make sure from everything that had happened. And right there at the very end, if you see the second spot, that was when the blood was getting. I can't never say that word.
coagulate.
Yeah, and so I had to
Okay.
I had to
can't-
push it
it's just
really hard,
very good.
and
And that word kills me, man.
and I pushed it really hard, and I actually got spots that went up on my shoe. I'm like, dang, but I mean,
Did it splatter like
it did.
with the hair like
It
like
did.
that? Interesting.
It sure did.
I'm not saying that's not a possibility, because a lot of stuff is staged and faked and everything over there. Just like I think those notes are fake. There was nobody trying to get no cash. They was just trying to say, "Oh, see, it was a kidnapping, guys. See."
Yeah.
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 Hey, I sent you a video too, Adam, and Mike, you can look at it too when you get a chance. And there's more out there, but this is just the one that I was able to find on Mike Ruiz, who actually shows that blood, going further on down the sidewalk and stuff. So I was going to ask you too, Mike. I noticed the banner said, did she make it in? So, and I've heard people say maybe that she was trying to come that way. So I was just thinking, if she was coming from the car trying to run back in the house or something to that effect, why would it have small drops all the way up and then big drops up by the porch? You know what I mean?
I think if she would have left the car, right, everything's fine right there. She left the car, and I'm trying to play it in my head of like, hey, what would make him go after her there? And she said something to get him to go, oh no, and then they were arguing all the way in the car. She gets out, walks around the car, starts walking up the thing. And he's walking up with her, and something happens right there at the door. He starts dragging her back. So that's where the trail would come back, a little bit of droplets going back to.
I see where you're going with that now, thinking I see who you're saying and what you're saying. And I heard your argument, your discussion earlier that about the wheel, and I'm going to write you one of my lawyer tomorrow. And I kind of think that's a good thing, like a good idea of what may have happened during that drive back. Even the argument might have even started over there at the house, and it started getting a little heated.
And she says, take me home, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll take you home. And then he's trying to, and she's like, no, I'm sick of y'all. I'm this, I'm that. I'm going to get my wheel changed. I'm done with you. Like, I'm cutting you. Well, now what are you going to do? Right? Like, oh my God, now I got to go back home. Like, I mean, he can't go back home and tell his wife that so-and-so happened. Like, I gotta.
I mean, he could. It would be the right thing to do, but.
So I think.
But yeah, it could have got out of hand bad. That's in my gut. My gut is telling me that's what happened. Is something, along those lines with money and an argument, and it got heated, and they just you know what I mean?
And he might not even meant to cause harm. He might have wanted to scare her or whatever, and it caused harm. Like, so I don't know.
Just went to grab her and say, "Look, bitch, look here. Let me tell you." And then she fell down or something. I mean, something to that effect. But that's where I'm at right there. It's something went down.
I just can't see. I can't understand or wrap my head around her inside and opening the door for somebody. I can't get that. They've had to have forced entry if she was ever inside. We can't explain. There's no hard concrete proof she ever made it home inside that house. Yeah. You can explain the garage door going up, and you can explain it going down. You can explain, You know, there all of them other things can be explained away, and it's something that maybe they want. And when they came out, pacemaker, they came out garage door. They come out and they set the stage to go, hey, this nice little 84-year-old grandma, you know, made it home. She got tucked in her bed, and some vigilantes came and kidnapped her out of her home, out of the blue. Like that, I can't get behind that.
Real quick, guys, I'm going to put the link back up here one more time. If you guys want to come up and join us, we'd love to have you join the panel. So we'd love for maybe get some new people up here, maybe some mods. You guys come up here. Anybody, we'd love to have you guys, and let's chop it up with Wayne here for a little while.
Yeah, you need some new guys up here tonight. Y'all come on up. I remember the first time I called in on the telephone. I was so nervous. I had sweat on my forehead. My palms were sweaty, and I was
you a
like,
pro at it now.
That's
right. I mean, look, I'm so comfortable now, y'all. I'm just chilling with the boys.
That's right.
And we glad you are.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Y'all like brothers to me now, dude. I appreciate you.
Georgia boys.
You're holding it down right here in the South. Believe that.
That's right.
So we got fall. We got fall coming up too, and everybody wants to come to Georgia and visit us. And I think you need to host a barbecue, like at maybe the Georgia Alabama game or something like that. Would be really cool.
Hey, that would be cool.
I might can make it happen.
Yeah, I can pitch in big time for that.
So we got a question: doesn't the pacemaker put her at home?
No, it does not.
And I'm sure
you did last week.
she probably didn't watch us last week, but there's a big deal about the pacemaker. That's why we're laughing about it. But
did you see Jen on her next show saying her blood pressure was through the roof after that show?
I didn't see it.
I love Jen.
I didn't see it.
Me too. It was awesome.
The investigative work and the time she puts in and the people she can get on the phone and get in contact with is elite. It's bar none.
Right.
When she can come up, like she goes, she don't go and here. She goes straight to the sources.
She does. Hey, Miss Nikki, how are you doing?
She's muted. Nikki, you're muted.
Oh, there I go.
There you
Hi,
are.
how are you doing?
Hey, Miss Nikki.
Hi, is this our Nikki?
Hi. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good.
Good, Nikki. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I want to tell you guys, I'm so glad that you trained us to keep our open minds open, Adam. And that was like your favorite thing to say for so long, because I have been very good at it. And I was kind of impressed because I thought I had closed my mind for a minute. And then I just got really open to so many different possibilities that a lot of things were really capable of happening, of that happened to her. And so I was thinking to myself when I was listening to Mike and the things that you were playing this evening, it made sense to me. And it's always made sense to me. And I believe that a lot of things that you say are correct. I believe something went awry over at A&T's because I've been stuck on that luminol for so long that it was that big deal that they were there for so long and they were in the garage for so long. And I kept saying and thinking that something transpired there first.
And how long did they keep her car? How long did they keep their car?
43 days, I believe.
Yeah, 43 days.
And that's the car that she was in. And like,
correct.
They took other cars and they didn't keep them 43 days.
True.
Nope.
Very true.
They did not, sir. They kept that car. It was the longest, I believe, that they kept a car, isn't it? I think so.
Yes.
Oh, in this case, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it was. Out of all the cars they took and all that, I'm pretty sure, that was the longest. But when you were talking about, and we know, and I've been part of the, lucky to be part of the group and know that that's not how a pacemaker works, that, she did not have to be there. So I understood that clearly only because of over and over listening about a pacemaker. But when you are asking,
I know more
sorry,
about a
you guys,
pacemaker. I know more about a pacemaker
I
now
feel
than
like
I
that
ever
too,
thought.
Mike.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
I
I
going.
do
can.
too.
I feel like
I'm
I can
not
get
going
me
there
one of
tonight.
them white coats.
I'm still trying to
I'm
recover from
telling
Patrick
you,
Mahomes.
and I know how far under the skin it is. Like it's crazy, like how much I know about a pacemaker. It's nuts. But
Yeah.
I just believe that a lot of what you're saying makes sense to me, because you don't hide. You don't hide, you don't hide, you don't hide. If your family member is gone and you want your family member back and there is no involvement and there's no anything in the back of your mind that you know is happened that isn't right, you shout to the rooftops to get help. You shout to the rooftops to get anybody in your city to come out. You went to school there. You grew up there. You know tons and tons of people there. Your whole family is involved in this area of Arizona. It shouldn't have been too hard to get a whole bunch of people to search
Right.
Right.
or even just keep your eyes open. But I keep listening to other streamers that are out there, and I keep hearing that they're at this place or that place, and they couldn't believe the amount of people that didn't know
Yeah.
and
Serious.
didn't even know that
Yeah.
Nancy was gone.
That's crazy.
Not
And
even the circumstances of it, but
and
her being gone, fellas.
and the platform that she had, like her daughter had.
Yes.
I mean, it's and
Yes.
there again, you go back to the circumstance and the totality of the circumstances, and
Mm-hmm.
you are on a national media outlet, and you ask for help and this, that, and the other to an extent, but at the same time, as you're sitting here talking, it made me think like, what kind of people, or what kind of person are you? And to me, and I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about their character. I'm talking about like, I want it over as soon as possible. So,
Mm-hmm.
they're in a storm of life right now, and their lives are turned upside down, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
can either run away from the storm, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just gonna linger, and it's gonna linger
Mm-hmm.
until the storm catches you, right? Or you can be like that
Mm-hmm.
buffalo, and you can turn around and you go, hey, I'm going to go through hell until I find my mom. And you run
Mm-hmm.
straight towards that storm. And if that's swallowing your pride and asking for help or whatever, then so be it. If anybody's out there willing to help, I would be embracing that. And there again, I'm not in their
Mm-hmm.
circumstances, but to me, it almost felt like with some of the comments that she has made asking for
Mm-hmm.
help for the public, but then the YouTubers that are that really want to bring Nancy home, it's almost like since she's in that profession, she's better than what they are because she gets paid millions of dollars. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's about who's going to bring my mom home. And I don't care who
Yep.
would be helping. I mean, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. To get my mom home, I don't care if I'm having to deal with a criminal organization to
Exactly.
bring her home. If I have to
Thank
deal,
you.
if the Hell's Angels called me and said, "Hey, we're going to send out a search party," if the Crips of the Blood said, "Hey, we're going to go look," hey, let's go, we down, we're riding.
That's right. That's right.
And
And
that's how I am. I can't, and I
mhm.
think a lot of people would be that way. I I
So
mean,
I can I say two things to you,
you
Mike?
can say whatever you
So
want to.
the first thing is I want to say is you're hitting something on the head. We had a conversation on my panel the other day, and we were talking about, when you take vows because people are taking care of their spouses and things. And I said, well, when you take vows, like I took vows, I took them really seriously. It was between me and that person and God. And when I married that person, I took a vow such as was told, or the person that married us told the audience in front of us or the people at our wedding, that you always need to judge people. I know you've heard it for years and years and years because a powerful man said it, but you really look at the content of people's character. You don't necessarily look at the other things. When you judge a person, you need to judge them off of their content. And when I look at those two people's content of their character, there's something missing there. And it's just me, it's my opinion. But if you're a ride or die, she's ride or dying for her guy. And that's against all odds. That's against mother, father, that's against everyone except for God. Because God was there when you married unto God. So to me, the others just are their characters. And if their characters aren't matching up to what you just said about doing anything and everything, you could bring your mother home. You didn't care who you have to deal with. That's the right answer, Mike. That's the right answer. And that's not an answer we've ever gotten from that side of that family. We've never gotten that answer. So it's never been the content of their character. It's always been, to me, something missing and something lacking. And it always looked as if there was an opportunity there. And forgive me for saying, but some people feel very entitled to what others have. And people feel entitled to what their mothers have. And people feel entitled to what their sisters or brothers have because they made a way for themselves into some kind of stardom. And they think that they were supposed to take you along with them. And in a lot of respects, a lot of siblings try to do that. But in this respect, I think there was a division there already. And I think that when she made it famous and she got to where she wanted to go, that there wasn't bringing your sister with you. There wasn't bringing your brother with you. It was just bringing you with you. Right. Because you had worked so hard to get there and you already had some type of an animosity with your sibling. And I think that that's very, very established. And I think it was a guessing game at first, and they tried to make it look nice. Like Adam said, they came out together, they came out holding each other up, and they, made this appearance. But they really just brought a note out to the public.
Right.
And that's really what it was. And I'm sorry to be running with my ideas, but it's been a while for me to get those out. And I really agreed with a lot of what you guys said tonight. And it just, to me, has never made sense. And so it's always been the content of someone's character.
Yeah, right on. I mean, perfectly said, Nikki. And the thing, too, I don't know if you guys heard, but even, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but even JLR now he said he went out there the other day, Mike, and just sat for about 30 minutes at night and just thought, and just looked.
Yep.
And he's like, there's no way, in his opinion, that somebody that was not aware of that area, he said even cartel could have done what they did. And he says he really feels like that she is between Annie's house and her own house.
I actually think they're within a 10-mile. She's within a 10-mile radius. Statistics back, and there again, I have to go back. I only know what I know, and dealing in issues and being around. I mean, for instance, my little boy. Today, this past week, we've donated. How many units did we end up donating
this week?
Yeah.
Oh, about 500.
We donated close to 500 devices to local law enforcement for the DNA Vibe device. And we were sitting there and we kind of was talking, and it got brought up about what we did and how it came about, and that we had the Patriot Pride and that we were on true crime. And they were interested, and they were talking, and they were like, yeah, I had law enforcement. We're talking about sheriffs and high ranking in their departments. And they were like, yeah, we've always wondered how they have handled that case. And I wasn't able to go into a lot of detail and this, that, and the other because we were there for them. But I only know what I know, and that's what I've been around in cases. And we talk about one of my best friends, she had somebody that was murdered in her or unalived in her family, and the sheriff actually worked on that case. And she was telling we have talked in the past about things and how stuff happened and what she was willing. And I even asked her. I was like, "You were there and you were out searching and you were out riding at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning in the area." And she was the one who actually found the vehicle. And just talking, that's only what I know. And I asked her. I said, "How far out was it?" And she said it was something like 8.9 miles from the location, and there was like 5 different crime scenes in that location, and it happened here, and it went there, and the body was kind of stored there until he could make the move to, try to finally dispose of it, and it just you only know what you know, and what I know is in all of them cases, I hadn't heard of many cases outside of somebody being unalived that they were found within 10 miles radius of where they were abducted or where they lived or something.
So I told a story on my show the other day because my husband worked for Steve Wynn for so many years for Bellagio in Las Vegas. And our ties, we have such ties to Vegas. So I told the story of Steve Wynn, the owner of Mirage, Treasure Island, Bellagio, Golden Nugget, Wynn, he was the Donald Trump of Las Vegas. And so anyway, long story short, his daughter, Kevin, when Mike and I moved to Vegas, when we first got there, she was kidnapped. And she was kidnapped by 2 men. And she was taken out to the airport to McCarran International. And she was taken there. She was tied up in the back seat, below the back seat of her car at the airport in, I think, short term, I think at the time. And Steve Wynn, because of the desperation to get one of 2 of his children back, they wanted 2.5 million. And he went down straight into Mirage, straight into the vault. He pulled out 1.4 million. Now, I'm not saying to suggest this to anybody or that they shouldn't ever use law enforcement. Steve Wynn decided not to. He used 2 people. He used a man that works in the office with him to do pretty much the go-between, to drop off and all that. He used his chauffeur to do all the pickup, drop off for this guy. He got the money out. He put it in the briefcase. He pulled out 1.4, and it was $1.1 million short. And he had the whole deal done, and he had his daughter back within a few hours. And he gave up 1.4, and he said he'd do it 1 million more times to get his loved one back. So to me, the desperation from this man and how he was so desperate to get his child back, and the desperation was so different with this family and wanting to get the mom back. The words were there, but the actions and the fortitude, like I said, the content wasn't there, fellas.
That's right.
It wasn't there.
No.
And that's about all I wanted to say. I've said enough, and you got to get more people up here, but I hadn't been up for a while, and I thought it would be okay for me to come and tell you what I thought and just to give you an insight.
Well, we always love hearing from you, Nikki, and we always love you. You're welcome to hang out with us.
I love you guys too. Sure, I'll hang out for a while as long as I'm not taking up a spot from anyone.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well,
okay, because we got some nice, smart people.
I'm gonna go ahead and say something. It's probably something Adam don't even know. This case means a lot to me, just due to the fact of when I was younger, my mom and the guy that she was married to, my biological, they got divorced, and the guy I call my dad, he's been my dad forever. Like, he's raised me since I was 18 months old. And so I know what families will do. he actually my biological father actually kidnapped me, and fled the state, went across country, and I know what kind of family I have, just due to the fact of how I got back. There was doors kicked in. There was some people beat. There were some things that went down, and police were not involved. But that's how I got back. And I just know what my family did for me, and what they did for my mom. And there was no questions asked. And I say that to say I can speak from experience in what a family would do for you in ride or die. And it happened to me, and I don't know why I was propelled to tell this, but that's why this case means something to me, in the fact of we got an 84-year-old missing, and that's why it's so hard for me to believe that it has to be bigger than this, because I can't see another family not doing what my family did for me. And so
That's right.
That's where my theory comes from of like, I can't comprehend why they aren't doing whatever it takes to get her back. So there you go.
And I
Thank
have
you,
an
Mike.
84-year-old mother,
I did not
and
know
that's my drive. My mother's 84. She lives by herself with a little dog, and that's my drive. You
Right.
know, is that I can't believe if anything ever happened to my mother that wasn't a natural reasoning for her pathway, you know, what her path is for life, then if somebody hurt my mom or take my mom, there is no links to what I would go to.
Right. Yeah.
There's no links.
And
There's no links.
most people are that way. I mean, it's I don't. There's so much going on that's weird about this. And again, thank you for sharing that, Mike. I didn't even know that.
Beautiful.
Real quick, guys, I'm going to put this StreamYard link up one more time. Mab, BB, any of you guys want to come on up. Let's talk it up for a little while. Let's try to get Mab to 5,000. So you guys are welcome to come up. I'd love for somebody, Patricia, come up. I'd love for somebody to come up that hasn't joined us before, and let's talk for just a little while. But Wayne, what do you say to that? I mean, Nikki's right on point. I mean, and Mike is too. I mean, it seems like anybody that cared would be doing so much more than what's going on here. You know,
we'd be moving heaven and hell and earth itself. You know. And I think we all got a little bit closer and hugged our moms a little bit tighter, you know. My mom will be 92 September the 23rd. It made me think, you know, a lot. She's with my sister, and, you know, that's kind of a more of a natural thing is for the daughter and the mom to be together and that type of thing. But as far as it's like what Mike said, I don't know if maybe it's different here in the South or in Georgia or whatever, but that's what kind of starts happening is we start kicking ass and taking names and get forgiveness later. You know, we're saddling up. We're going to go look for somebody. We damn sure ain't hiding our faces from the cameras, and we're not running off to God knows wherever. You know, we're going to be out there, and if you're going to see anybody, you're going to see us. You're not going to see rank strangers out there petitioning the public for us. You know, it's going to be us leading the charge, and I think they should be on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC,
Absolutely.
one of them every night. You know,
Yep.
Why have they just why have they disappeared? I don't know. It almost makes you think that everybody knows what happened and they just don't have the evidence to bring them to justice yet. That's the only thing that would make sense to me is the reason why. I understand they said, you know, we're not going to give permission for searches in a desert because we don't want people to get hurt, you know, by snakes, heat exhaustion, and that kind of thing. I mean,
But at that point, you don't ask for permission, right? Like,
exactly.
Here's a prime example. And you know my family, and you know Adam, and like my grandfather was an ordained minister. My mom was a Southern Baptist missionary. My family has the faith and they're God fearing and this, that, and the other. But when rubber hit the road, and they were like, and they got the phone call that they would never see me again, it went into all hell broke loose, right? Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Mhm.
we had bukus of people, and I mean, they hopped on a plane and they were rolling 10 deep and they didn't care. And
Right.
That's right.
I was, all I can say is I was back on
Yeah.
that plane and I was back in my mom's arms, and flying back on a plane.
On a plane, okay.
And oh
Cool.
yeah, they took me across country, and
Really?
Mhm.
of course I was a baby. I don't remember, but I remember my cousins and all telling me, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we got you," and they went in and busted up doors in hotels, and they came and got me, and we got back on a plane and we flew home.
That's a great
Mhm.
story, dude. That
Welcome
is
in,
awesome.
welcome in, Christina. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, Adam. How are you? Hi,
Wonderful.
Mike.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Lee. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, what's going on,
Hi,
Christina?
Christina.
Hi, my love. How are you? I
Doing good.
wanted to just come on and reiterate something that Nikki had touched on, and that is the one thing in this case that I'll never be able to shake, no matter what comes out, is the people who are supposed to love Nancy the most not doing the most core things. And for
Mhm.
me, it goes down to that. I was raised in Tucson. I grew up in Tucson. Right. I'm just an hour away. I'm in the Phoenix area, but Tucson's home. I was raised by my mom, who's single. I lost her to cancer in 2012. But
I'm sorry.
the similarities to Nancy, right? Like she
So
was older.
sorry.
She's in Nancy's generation. She like raised me in the same house alone in Tucson. We know how dark it is and all that stuff. Like
Mm.
just like kind of the same setting.
Right.
If she
Sounds
were still
familiar.
here and this happened, there's no way in hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I
Mhm.
know I feel like I've said this to anyone's panel I come on, but I can't
Mm-mm.
shake it. I'll never be able to shake it. Like if
Yeah.
I just think if that were me and my mom, I would be begging for media, for anyone to listen, to help. And this
Yep.
family had that. And they crapped on it and they hated it. And I
It
don't
will.
understand. I'll never get over that part. Like that'll
No,
never be okay, no matter what the outcome is of this.
It's a great
I
point.
agree with that.
Great point.
100%. Yep.
Graham, welcome in. How are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. How are you? How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. Well, it's the first time I've been on with y'all, so thanks for having me.
Thank,
Sure thing.
thank you
Thanks
for
for
joining
being.
us.
Hey, Graham.
Hey, Lee, how you
Hi,
doing?
Doing good. How
hi,
you doing?
Graham.
See you
It
up
just
here.
seems like this little we go in a herd. It seems like we all kind of end up at the same place. Nikki and Wayne and Christina and I.
We really do.
Well, we're
We're
glad you ended up
trendsetters.
here.
We're
We're
traveling
trendsetters like that. Yeah.
with the wolf pack, y'all.
I was gonna say traveling circus, but okay, we'll
That's
pack
more
it
like it, Nikki. That's more like it. Hey,
No,
Adam does
that's
too.
only if Pretty and Rhythm are here, you know.
Yeah,
I was
right.
just
Yeah.
about to say that.
So what's on your mind, Graham?
Oh,
Well, I'm just listening to the conversations. It's invigorating as always. That the I need to go back and listen again to it because there was a couple times when Mike made a couple of points and I was like, oh, and it when you have an open mind, it starts taking you down other ways of thinking and I know I can't remember them right now, but I know there was a couple of things like that I'm gonna go back and listen to. And then I'm also watching over here on TV. Um, the dinner going on at Lauren's house with all the
Oh,
streamers there
cool.
right now too. So
Cool.
it looks like they're
mm,
all just sitting there chilling out, having some good food.
And they deserve
Right
it.
on.
The hard work that they put in. It's awesome to see
Yeah.
those guys and those ladies get together and just kind of relax for a little while and just enjoy each other. You know.
I
Yes,
agree.
sir.
mhm. I agree.
Lauren's been so good to every one of them. I hope they do something nice for her. Maybe we can all pitch in and they can take her out to a nice steak dinner or something like that. She's been good to everybody. She was
He's
good.
been wonderful.
Yeah, good
Hmm.
friend to Nancy. She went out there and cleaned up the memorial. She kept it clean and she tried to keep the peace between everybody and as best she could.
And she got her own flowers taken several times.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, she drove through there at 4 in the morning. Sometimes
Yeah.
I would hear her and talking to Juanita, and she's driving through just to check on things, and because
Right.
she was up. And then that's when she first started noticing the lights and started saying the lights are on over there, and
Right.
you know, it wasn't normal. And she was really the first person that spotted that part of it. You know,
Yes. Didn't she roll up one night and the garage door was up and all the lights were on?
I think
Somebody
that was
did.
about 4 in the morning was that
Yeah.
first time that happened. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
And
sure the
she
garage
was,
door was open though. I know the lights at the casino was on is what I remember
Oh, I
seeing.
have
the
heard that.
lights at the casita and that kitchen dining room light was on in the main house.
And okay, and was the garage door up or no? Do we know
That's
that?
what
That
I
I'm
had
not
heard.
positive.
I can't confirm that 100% either, but that's what I
I
had heard.
can't confirm that part. I can confirm the 4 in the morning because I
Yeah.
heard her say it a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And what she
Crazy,
saw
bro.
when she got over there, because she was, yeah. And the one thing that's really bothered me is those blinds. You marked on this woman having an immaculate house. You didn't say a clean house. You didn't say a neat house. You didn't say, oh, it's kind of tidy. You said immaculate.
Immaculate.
So when you say immaculate to me, that means everything is exactly where it's supposed to be
Amen.
and how she likes it. And when Alex goes over there and the blinds are a crack, okay, we can kind of, you know, put that to the side as maybe somebody's putting a camera there or peeping out. Now you get Sleuth there, and every single blind, it looks like someone has had a war inside the house, or they put a cat on the blinds and just let the cat just rip up and down the blinds, because now the blinds look like a shattered mess. And I'm thinking to myself, what would Nancy do? What would Nancy think about this?
Right.
This was her home. She
Right.
She
didn't
wouldn't
want to
be
leave
having it.
this place. Oh my gosh, this would be so disrespectful to her. And I'm
Right.
thinking, you said to these people that were out there, our friends, our family, our community, you said that they were doing all these things wrong. But in hindsight and retrospect, everything and everybody that's gone through that house is doing something wrong. I'm sorry to say. That's the truth of it. It isn't the people outside, it's those darn people inside.
They shouldn't even be in the house right now, in my opinion.
That's
Because
right. No, they
Come
shouldn't.
on now.
it could be the
They
one.
Unless it's
should.
a necessity.
I mean, come
That's
on.
right. That's
Nobody,
right. And it's
nobody should be
very,
in
very
one house
suspicious.
and
And
telling
who's wrecking the inside of the house for the blinds to look like that? Come on, she was immaculate.
right.
I
It
really
doesn't make
wonder how
sense to me.
immaculate. I wonder how immaculate her bedroom actually was that night. I mean, if we're using immaculate as our number 10 on
That's
the
the word
scale,
they all used.
I know, but immaculate can mean that you can still have a messy bed or you know, something that looks ajar, but the rest of your house is immaculate.
Right.
My
Don't you
mother,
think?
my mother sleeps in one spot in her bed. She doesn't move. She doesn't wiggle. She barely makes any noise. And she lays her blankets at the end of her bed in a line, and the rest of the house is immaculate. And so that is a lady that I've grown up with my entire life. And when someone says your mother keeps an immaculate house, I always have thought that's like perfect. That's like above board. You can take your white glove and rub it across the top of the fireplace kind of thing, you know?
That's how I know.
And I've just always thought that growing up, and just haven't heard that said for many, many years until this case.
It's also a word I wonder if it was intentionally used.
It could have been, but when you look inside, if you ever did look at the times that she was on the show with her daughter,
Yeah,
things were pretty darn neat. I don't know if it
they
was for
were.
the show,
The way she made
but
her
even
bed.
yeah,
Military
even
style.
just looking in her garage, you know, the way that, I mean, Duraflame logs were all sitting there. Yeah, they were a little scattered, but they were still in order, You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Things were still, yeah, she was tidy. She was neat.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think the casita bed and all that, that's all something that either somebody got up in an awful hurry and got out of there. Or
I
they're
think it was
just weren't
Cameron.
raised,
I think
wasn't raised to make their bed.
Yeah, I think
Because if you're military, you make your bed. I grew up
yeah,
making my bed. Nikki,
Ooh,
make your
let's
bed
get
before school.
right.
You know, and you're military and you left the bed that way? That seems very odd to me unless you were in a very big hurry.
Which could
That's
have
a good
been the
point.
key. He could have found out, the feds are coming back and, they're going to
I
close
don't
this down.
know. I just know it doesn't make sense for a military person. And Adam, you should be jumping right on that because I haven't heard a lot of people say that. That because they're saying Cameron was in there. It's very unusual for them not to make their bed, Adam.
Yeah.
Especially military people, military men, military women. They don't leave their bed unmade.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a really good point. Real
Yeah.
quick,
And I haven't heard a lot of people say that. But anyway, sorry.
Sikorsky says, no, it's okay. Sikorsky, thank you so much. Love you all. Nothing but love for all of you. Had a hard day, and I'm glad to see you all doing your thing. Adam and Mike, cheers.
We
Thank you
love
so
you, girl.
much. I hope your day gets better. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. We love you as well. She's like a little sister
I'm working.
to me.
Right.
I'm
She
working
is
on a
my-
video
she is
because
my
of you,
niece.
Sikorsky.
Nice.
Oh,
Very nice of you.
I
I
love
saw
her so much.
I saw the platform she was using, and I thought I could do this, and kind of have. It's amazing.
I'm proud of her.
Yes,
Doing awesome.
great.
She's got some
Yep.
good music over there too. I went over at the end of the night, Friday night, late into Saturday morning, early, and
Mhm.
she was just closing out, and everybody was saying goodbye and everything. It's just a couple of us still in there, and I had my headphones in, and she was still just playing a couple of songs as she was getting ready to sign out. And man, they were really, really good. I told her, I said, "Man, my headphones have never actually sounded as good as they do right now." So, and there was some
And
great.
did you see what she wrote in your chat? She said, "My mom always made me make my bed."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
It's
her
the true
mom was
thing, guys.
her mom
Right.
was a straight badass.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just saying, it's just something that sat with me too. Like, how could her son just leave the bed like that?
Unless he had to, like Graham was saying,
Unless he had to leave
unless,
in a hurry.
yeah, the Fed was just knocking on the door saying, "Hey, get up, get up! This is now a crime scene again. You got to get out of here. Let's go."
Don't know. But just
know what?
saying, very odd.
That's
The way
probably
you say that, though, Wayne, are you assuming that was the morning of the 1st?
I'm saying
I'm
that
assu-
after Pima
Oh, go
County
ahead.
released the crime scene, after Pima County released
Mhm.
it, they left, the
After,
crime scene was
okay.
wide open, and then the feds came back. I'm going to say, yeah,
Mhm.
when the feds came back, Cameron was probably there trying to wait for his mom to come back or, do what he could. And then the feds showed back up. But exactly what morning I would have to think about it, but I would say probably the 3rd if I had to say a date for sure.
Well,
So
because he
do
was
you
back
think
over there after that. Don't you remember when he was driving the white car and then he switched and he was driving his mom's car? Because he had been driving his mom's car prior to that, because that
Yeah.
was reported.
Yes, I think he started driving her
Mhm.
car when they brought her car back.
And then he had a white one because he parked it up by the casita.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
there.
then him and Annie went into the house and they did some work. And then they both pulled out in 2 different cars. Because that's the day that I think Alex or somebody said that they thought that that she flipped him off.
Yeah, I think the
Do you
white
remember
car was
that?
there. I think
Yeah.
the white car was there when he stayed there that night, and then he took the white car back. And then when they came back, he did get his mother's car, and he drove it for a couple of days. And then I believe the FBI
Yes.
came to get that car too, and he wound up with a 3rd car. That him and
Yes.
Annie both showed up in, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Because that was the day Alex thought that she flipped him off. But I'm still saying, and I'm back at the thing, he didn't make his bed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If the FBI showed up and was telling me you got to get out of here, man, that would be the only
Mhm.
reason he didn't make his bed that I can think of. I mean, unless he
That's
just
a great place to go collect DNA too. You know, there's got to be a
Exactly.
hair follicle with a root, hopefully.
I mean, it's just it's the point that the FBI went out there and they walked that whole perimeter and they went around the pool area. And the gentleman even stopped at the top of those little steps to the pool and he started taking pictures like he saw something else. And the two girls in that were with him, they had the suits on too. There was three of them, and it was a man and two women. And this is when they were up on the roofs, checking the roofs. They had all these other people up there, all these other officers looking for cameras and whatever was on the roof. And they were walking around the perimeter of the home and they went out by the pool, but they stopped because they saw something at the bottom of that gate where those three steps were. And he started taking pictures of it, but it was never told what he saw or what is there, because no one's ever been able to go back there since. It's just been officers or people with permission. It's not like
or
you can go back there and look.
Mark's drone has been there. He saw a pink bat and everything.
Well, I
You know
wish
what
you
I
could
just
go really close to that and see, but that's a definite spot where that officer or FBI
His
agent
footage,
started
Nick.
taking his camera out. Yeah.
He's got some great footage from those days. I'm sure he still got it. He did change channels, but I
He
don't
has
think.
wonderful, wonderful footage.
I mean, his footage is so good. You can tell what
He's,
color.
he's one of the best drone people I've ever seen because he gets very clear footage
I agree.
and very
Yeah.
accurate.
He's
Yeah.
gotten some
Very
great
accurate.
sunset footage just this week.
Mhm.
It was phenomenal.
Right.
You know what I
He's
just
just
realized is Nikki and you guys were talking about Cameron driving the car, because I do remember Cameron driving his mom's car.
Mhm.
But what I
Yep.
didn't
Mhm.
didn't dawn on me. I mean, we already know that there's been so many mistakes at securing this crime scene and all that stuff, but they took Nancy's car after a family's been driving it around for days. What are
Yes.
they going to find? I mean, if you're on the
There's
family,
something with the family.
if you're looking at the family like I am, because it just will never make any sense.
They botched it hard.
No wonder
That's
they didn't find anything. Like
why they don't have
just
another.
another layer of messed up. Hi, Sikorsky.
So they did.
Sikorsky.
It was several days before they took it right. Wasn't it about the time that they took Annie's car as well?
I thought it was pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
For sure.
Real quick, guys.
Mhm.
Real quick, guys. I want to welcome Sikorsky again. How you doing, Sikorsky?
What's up, superstar?
Sikorsky.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
She's like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Smooth.
How you doing?
How are you doing? How are you doing today, Sikorsky?
Hanging in there.
Listen, remember this. If you never remember anything I say, remember this. Every day is a good day. Some days are just better than others.
Run that.
He tells me that every day.
Talking about. Nice.
True that.
Adam, can you call me?
that.
I like that.
I got
Yes.
you, Wayne. I got you.
Please.
So what's
I'm
on,
going to sit there as my ringtone, as a matter of fact.
what's on your mind, Sikorsky?
Sikorsky.
I don't know. I just had a weird day today, and I missed you guys, and I just wanted to come and say, hey, what's up?
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you
Oh.
Missed you too, Sikorsky.
did. Do you think there's any possibility that the blood was planted on the front porch?
Adam, I've been telling you from day one, man. I really just think that I think we're spinning wheels, spinning plates, and I think it's, unfortunately, I think it really is going to be something that's going to come to light soon. And when I say soon, I mean, like, I really think they're just going to, it's going to be something about the family. Unfortunately, that's just something stupid. Like, the mom was over at Annie and Tomato's house, and something happened, and maybe she slipped and fell or something, hit her head. I don't know, something. I think it's been covered up in a way, unfortunately. Hate to say that, but I don't think Savannah's involved, but I really do think that's kind of what it is, Sucks, but yeah, really do. I I think because I just think about all the like all of us have families, you know. We all know people. We all like. Let's just be real. We all know about drama and all this weird whatever. And I really think it's something like that, you know, and it's been dragged out for so long because I think that at some point, like what they were saying the other night, I think it's the whoever's in charge of the actual investigation, which I don't think it's Pima County. I really at this point I think it's the FBI. And
Yeah.
I think they're just stacking on the stuff that they need, and eventually at some point they're going to come out and say that this is what it was, and then there's going to be this there all of us are going to be sitting here one day, you know, living our lives, you know, doing whatever we do, and there's going to be a breaking news, and it's going to be, oh my gosh, are you serious? Really? You know, it's going to be like that. I really do.
I agree.
You know,
I think you're right.
unfortunately.
Yep.
So what do we think that they're doing about, like, they've got to sell their house. They've got to come back at some point. They got to pack the house. They got
They
to
don't-
pack her mother's house too.
They're not legally able to do that until she is
Legally
pronounced.
legally pronounced.
Yeah,
deceased.
declared.
Yep. She has to be. And there's only 3 people can do it, and it's a doctor, an ME, a medical examiner, and or a funeral director or someone that owns a funeral home or mortuary. Those are the only 3 people that can do it that can
judge can't?
actually put. They can, but they have to be one of these 3 people have to have their Johnny or their Joan Hancock on it first, because a judge can't examine a body. A judge only can take what you can give him as information because it's what you do for your job and for a living. These people that work in mortuaries and MEs and all that, trust me, they've been on the stand a lot in their lives. Because there's always been questions about people's deaths. You know, my dad being a judge, I know that just off a GP, just for him talking. You know what I mean? About so and so was in the courtroom, or you know, you just kind of figure it out.
So don't you think the family's kind of been going through the motions of getting that all accomplished right now? That's why we're starting to see other dates show up on, you know, like that PI's information and the find a grave information before it got pulled. Doesn't it make you think the family's going through that process? That's what I've wondered.
I think that's the whole reason the blood is on the front porch, because they have to have probable cause to declare that, and a probable cause is defined by a crime scene with, you know, said blood there, and so.
And if there was a crime scene, insurance would pay out probably more,
double or triple indemnity.
Yep.
And one thing somebody just put in the chats was, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I mean, we don't know if she had an estate, right? And if somebody,
she had a trust.
She had a trust.
Yeah. It's a trust.
She had a trust.
Let's say,
and he is in charge of it,
right? And if
that's been said since like early on.
So if she's not pronounced, right, he has access to that, and his money troubles are over.
Yeah.
Even before she has passed away. Even before he's got access. I mean, he's in charge of it.
Yes. But don't you think they're really watching that account?
110%.
Guys, like, I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, but from day one, I mean, come on. Nobody covers their faces.
Yep.
Agree.
Nope.
Nobody covers their faces.
And here's the thing,
right,
you cover your face until, like, and it wasn't that he just covered his face. The way he covered his face and what he covered up what
parts you could see.
What you could see on a porch guy. And I'm not saying he was porch guy by any means, but I'm just saying, like, it was here. It wasn't like nothing else. Like, he didn't hold a folder up and block his whole face. He didn't. It was just.
He's done.
So
You guys remember what Chris McDonough made very clear about a month ago was that second ransom note, the apology one, which is ridiculous to me. is enough to use to get her declared dead early.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It is.
That's right.
Without a
It
body.
is.
And who
Is that why it
apologizes
was
in
written
a ransom note?
Exactly what I'm saying, Graham. It's interesting it's written that way so soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how convenient.
That's
for
even
the
more
family.
plausible, right? Like it think about what we kind of talked about today, right? He's wanting money. She says no, I'm not going to give it to you. Well, now all of a sudden, and she's like, oh, and by the way, I'm going to see my lawyer in the morning. Oh, hell no, you're not. I can't make that happen. Blah, blah, blah. Something happens. Now, she don't even need to be pronounced. The longer she is not pronounced is the longer he has total control of that trust, and it ain't got to be split with nobody.
No, but it's definitely being monitored, don't you think?
It can be monitored, but what can you prove?
By him.
There's been debate that
It's whatever he tells.
But it's also the bank's monitoring it. FBI is monitoring it.
He may not.
No, honey, I'm executor of my mother's.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. What they monitor is just the things that person, because the person is still here. So they don't have to monitor anything because that person has to give them permission to do that. So does the executor. They have to back them up on that. Because the monitoring, if it's court monitored or something like that, it has to come from the person that owns the estate.
Real
The
quick.
original owner of the estate has to do that. Sorry.
No, thank you. Real quick, Anne-Marie said in some states it's 5 years before you can declare someone dead without a body. And I think that's the case in Arizona as well, unless you have probable cause, like I said, and you have a quote-unquote crime scene. And if you have that and establish that, a judge can declare that actually within months to weeks. And again, that falls back into, what we're saying tonight and the plausibility. And then Thornbridge X Unfiltered says, how do we know who the power of attorney is? And I could
because
be,
we learned it early on.
well, I could be wrong.
It's been disputed back and forth on that, though, guys.
I could be wrong.
There's no concrete evidence that he is. I think they were maneuvering to do
It was on the 3rd. It was on February 3rd or February 4th. They actually came out. Brian Ensign came out. A lot of people came out. A lot of news people came out, and they initially said it. It was right
later,
after the disappearance.
It was later retracted and debunked. It was
What did they say happened exactly?
Then who's in charge? I think they are in charge because from what I understand, also when this was told at the very, start of this, that they were to be caregivers for her also. So that's what irritated me about the timing of her being dropped off at 9:48, and it only took 2 minutes and she can't walk 50 feet. That didn't make sense to me because if you're her caregiver, and that's how that whole wheel started running, is it was caregiver, then it was the proof that he was the executor. It started off with Annie, but Annie, some kind of way, ended up in his hands and out of his wife's hands.
So real quick, hold on, guys, real quick. I want to respond back to what Jen's saying. So a power of attorney involves, obviously, if you don't have a trust, there's a power of attorney. But if you do have a trust, then that basically goes hand in hand. So we don't know. I have not seen confirmation who and what percentage of the beneficiaries of that trust there are. So we do know the house is in a trust. However, there is a totally separate thing as far as a medical power of attorney goes. So, and that's probably not has nothing to do with the trust because that deals with all of the.
I think so. I think if we dig it, it's public knowledge. It can be public record when you find that out. It's public record because it has to be registered.
Right. So yeah, Jen says now she had a revocable trust, right? Usually that means no need for POA, right? The trust
irrevocable.
She had a revocable trust, so that means she could change her mind at any point. So the trust has assignees already designated, but POA could have been there for medical. Yeah, this is exactly what I said.
And here's the thing: we truly don't know. Okay, say it is, say it isn't, whatever. But logically, from this theory that we had kind of talked about today, that would make perfect sense if she could change it at any time.
Yeah.
That he goes, oh no, I can't get you. You can't go see that attorney on Monday. Something like they get into an argument. I'm trying to convince her not to. Like it would get heated. Like I could literally see in something, and not saying that he intentionally did it. But he wanted to, and she trips and falls and hits her head on the front porch. We show that it could be everything prior to that could be deleted through the app, and then they want that to be seen of the porch guy, and the porch guy part is staged. I can wrap my head around that plausibly. Am I saying that's what happened? No, but plausibly that could happen. And Adam did great work tonight showing how that could happen.
Thank you, Mike.
Dr. Gary on the interview room, he also said that it's very capable, anyone's capable of getting a syringe and doing that.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not difficult.
Yep.
And it wasn't mine. It was somebody else's. So and I did it just so people could see how easy it would be to be able to plant evidence if it was planted.
And one syringe goes a long way.
It does. It was a lot.
You can imagine that.
So one thing, right quick, talking about like the Nest camera people and how long they actually hold data, they have the metadata. They have everything that they need to get to images at a time whenever they need it. It's just harder to get to. They have retention policies of this. And I mean, sometimes in some businesses it's a year. Sometimes I've seen some state entities where it's 7 years. So I think it would have to be there at least a month back or so.
Well, you would think. You would think that, and and it might be, but do you know how much storage and stuff would have to be based off of, Nest, and like how many people have a Nest or a whatever camera at their house, and then you're going to store up to a year or up to a month of every video. Like I just don't know if a company is capable of storing everybody's stuff when you're not paying for a prescription.
Well, subscription, yeah. So, but here's my thing. So Thornbridge says there was reconnaissance January 11th, even by Google, then retracted. That means not an accident. Yes. But here's my argument to that as far as January 11th goes. If they can go back, and I've said this before, if they can go back and retrieve footage from 2 weeks before that, then why can't they go back and retrieve more footage from the same night?
They can. Unless something he did to the camera totally screwed the pooch on that. But if it happened beforehand, they can.
Or have we ever found out if they ever had a subscription? Could the subscription have run out? Like, I don't know.
So normally when you purchase a new device, it'll give you, I'm not sure, there's a X amount of time. Usually it's like 3 or 6 months. It gives you free of.
So when did she purchase that? That would be a huge.
Well,
that would be good to know, wouldn't it?
We looked at that comment that she put out on some social media.
Yeah, she was asking
people what they recommended, and I can't remember what date that was. I'd have to go back and look.
It's been a minute, but I remember seeing that too.
So that tells me, and I know there's so many different things about, was it the same night? Was it a different night with a guy being there? To me, it tells me one of two things. Either they can go back and retrieve that footage from 2 weeks earlier. Okay, cool. And they've got tons more footage from the same night that the porch guy. Or it's from the same night that it happened, and for some reason it got leaked out, and it wasn't supposed to have been leaked out. So one of those two things, in my opinion, has to be the case. If they can go back 2 weeks and get that information, can you imagine how much storage that had to go through?
Wouldn't you think that the inside camera is also a Nest camera, so it should have equally as much footage?
Should.
Well, here's the thing. If they can go back 2 weeks, right? If they can go back 2 weeks, and you got to think about like who would have access to be able to manipulate what was seen in a Nest camera or a Ring camera. If they can go back 2 weeks, and that's what it was, then they can see that Tommaso dropped her off and drove off.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
And there's nothing. There's nothing. They could see a car passing. There's nothing. Like, why? Why is there, like, it could be easy if, and I'm only basing off of what they say, nobody's been ruled out, right? Well, that would be an easy rule out and say, hey, the family is ruled out because we saw him get dropped off. We saw her go in. The only thing we have is supposedly what time of the timeline. All that could be debunked that she actually made it home. We would have, there would be video of that, and there's not. So that has been released anyway. Does that not make sense?
Yeah.
Was there a camera on that side though?
There was cameras all around.
over
there were
that
like
house.
6 cameras around that property.
So, well, we've never seen anything to tell us yes or no.
Well, can I tell you guys something real quick that I found out?
Yes.
Yes.
You can. Absolutely.
Main benefits of revocable trust. You avoid probate.
Yeah.
The property inside of the trust skips the slow public court process after you pass away. Private records, unlike a standard will, a trust keeps you and your assets details away from public view. Incapacity planning. If you have someone manage your affairs, your next in line trustee steps in smoothly without a court-ordered guardian.
And they can do whatever
Total
they want.
flexibility. You can add things, you can change things, you can end the trust whenever you want to. There's no assets protection. Creditors can still come to you for your assets because of owning it and controlling them during your lifespan. This person ends up controlling and can control everything about you, including your health and decision making on your health. It is all inside of your trust. And you can change your trust, the revocable ones. You can do it at any time. My mother has an irrevocable. So that's why I said irrevocable at the time. So I wanted to look this up and see everything about these. And this particular one is you don't really have to petition the courts for anybody.
That's right. You have
The family can, or whoever that next, yes.
You have everything.
So does that mean upon
You take
death
it.
it transfers?
Yes.
Huh.
And you have everything
Immediately.
set up, and yes, the benefits is that you avoid probate.
Because the trust is a living trust. Like it's a trust, and that's what. So
yes.
So if, for instance, if there was no trust available, if something was to happen just like this into Miss Nancy, everything gets tied up to probate, and it ends up with the lawyers getting all the proceeds. And you have all these types of taxes and death tax and this and that. So you put everything into a trust, and once you put it into the trust moves down from generation to generation. You have several different types of trust. You could have a waterfall trust. You could have usually what happens is you'll set up corporations, and corporations are owned, and they will own a trust, and that way, and it's just like what they say, like the Rockefeller method of you own nothing, but you control everything. And the power is in control, and it keeps out on taxes. So it being in a trust, and you can maneuver the trust in a certain way that you're not paying the same amount of taxes as what somebody else is paying. And guess what? That's what the rich people do, y'all. And I'm sure Savannah had that set up for her mom, and the fact that, like, hey, that's why it's called generational wealth. It moves in. You don't have to pay taxes on the property when somebody passes away, or the money, or the whatever you're handing over to your kids, because the trust didn't die, the person died.
So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to put the house on the market. It's kind of going to probably go for $1 million-ish.
I don't think they're going to put the house on the market.
No, for a while.
You don't either?
I think they'll move into the house.
I think they'll move into the house.
I
think they'll put their house on the market.
Yeah, that's true too. If they hang around town.
You're not going to find any peace there if they do. I can promise them that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sikorsky, you think?
Okay, so this is another thing. So, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I found another thing whenever you're ready.
I was just going to ask Sikorsky. What do you think about? Well, we may not even get that far because, just like I think she said a little earlier, and I've always been saying this. I think they've got more than we think they've got, guys. And I think when this goes down, I think it's going to be like boom, and then they're going to be like, suspects have been arrested in the Nancy Guthrie case. So we're hoping that that's working in the background, and that's what the FBI are doing. But if that doesn't happen, Sikorsky, do you think they'll sell the house, or do you think they'll move into the house? What do you think?
I think they'll sell the house. I don't think they would move into it because I think that would just look bad image-wise. Like, I'm not superstitious or anything. And I'm not trying to get all like religious or anything either. But I believe, I don't know. There's like things are not coincidental. Like, I don't believe in coincidences. And there's for some reason I can hear myself talking about a lot lately or in the past, should I say. I've mentioned the Casey Anthony trial. Okay. If there's anybody out there that's not familiar with it, go educate yourself with that. The state of Florida really screwed the pooch on that one. And if you look at the case with the Brian Kohlberger or whatever his name is, with the 4 kids in Utah, they really stacked the evidence. They made sure they got everything right in that case to get him. And that's another reason why I feel like I've talked about the Casey Anthony trial a lot here and there, and I feel like because Florida messed up with that, and because I've been talking about this too, that maybe it's something in my head that makes me think that that's what makes this case seem so like, why is it dragging on so long? What's going on? Like, why are we still sitting here X amount of months scratching our heads wondering what's happening? Like, why haven't I think that they really are compiling a lot of evidence, and it's and who knows, maybe even Savannah, maybe she even knows too, but she doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I can't sit here and say like, oh, a couple weeks from now or a month from now or whatever, but I really do think that we are going to find out what the real, the truth behind all this is, and they're going to come out and tell us, or tell the American public or whatever. There's going to be a resolve to this case. I don't think it's going to be necessarily cold. I do want to say one thing though. I do believe that we are not going to ever find out where Nancy is. That's part of what I really do believe. I don't think that's ever going to be a thing. For some reason, I just don't. But I do think that we're going to find out who's behind it. And I think it's going to be one of those like moments where everybody's just going to like want to like punch the person next to them's shoulder and be like, see, I told you. I'm serious. I think that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately,
I don't think. I honestly, I don't think, and this is my personal opinion. I don't think the case. If the case is solved, I think it'll be a patsy. That's me. I think it will be somebody was connected, and it's too almost like, and I hate to say it, almost like the Tupac case, right? Like somebody got arrested for it, but there was never justice for it. Like, somebody set something up, like, it'll come out down the road. Somebody will talk down the road after they've passed away, past the buck, this, that, and the other. I don't. That it's just usually how big time cases play out. Like, it's when y'all got to think about.
Look at the Kurt Cobain case right now.
There's every aspect of this case.
What'd you say, Sikorsky?
I said, look at the Kurt Cobain case right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this case has so many things that could potentially be involved in, from politicians to, a celebrity, to military intel, to police cover. Like, there are so many different things that this case, like, you could have the man on video. You could have the man on video. I truly think this. You could have the man on video and the guy get off because of the way the case was botched. You could prove that he was on the video, but could you prove that he's the one who abducted her? Could you prove? So what would it be? And I hate to say this, y'all. I mean, I really do, but we want to nitpick everything to the point of, if this went to trial, like, you have to be so, like, we can't, in this day and time, the WNBA can't even decide what a woman is, right? Because there's so many different arguments in this and justifying this and that and blah, 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 and all of these kind of things. You're telling me that even when they bring up this kind of information, there's going to be people arguing one way or the other. I don't see that the case ever gets solved, and I hate to say that, but a lot of it sets up from the beginning the way the case was handled.
Yeah.
And if it's what I think it is, then it's never going to get solved, because everybody wants to keep hush-hush so they can stay in power.
And if I can just piggyback off that just a little bit, kind of ties into what both Sikorsky and Mike just said about the body. I think that's why you don't have any charges right now, is because a lot of that evidence is poison, of the fruit of the tree. And any evidence after they release that crime scene is not going to be able to be used. And so they're going to have to find her body if they're going to get at least a conviction. They can charge somebody, but they're not going to be able to convict somebody without her body and prove how that body got there. If they can get to that next step, then they can get them. Otherwise, they're never gonna get them convicted.
That's a good point.
In my opinion.
That's a good point. Well, guys, I'm going to take some phone calls, so we'll go around the room. Hold on one second, Sikorsky. Just last word, Sikorsky. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say thank you, guys. I love y'all. I love you, Adam and Mike, Wayne, Christina, Graham, Nikki. I love you, Aunt Nikki. I
love you too.
I'm going to jump off.
I look forward to meeting you more, Sikorsky, on your channel.
We love you, Sikorsky. And again, you're like a little sister to me. So if there's anything you need, let me know.
Love you.
I will. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, bye.
All right, Wayne, last words, brother.
All right, my brother. Like I said, I sent you a video over showing the blood droplets going down the sidewalk. It doesn't make it quite to the down the steps into the driveway, but there's more footage out there. If I find that, I'll send that over there to you as well. I just want to throw in about the broken sprinkler head that's on like JLR, some of his early footage and stuff. You can see the guys out there repairing that. That could explain why there's not as much blood coming down through there, because if that sprinkler kicked on and that head was broke, they had to figure out it was broke somehow. So I'm guessing that water came on. It could have washed away some of that blood. But I appreciate you guys having me up here tonight. Be on it.
Wayne, before you go, I'm going to, Adam, if I can, I suck because I did not read my messages. Just if we can just put a prayer out to Janice, PI. I don't know if I'm the last one to know. I had sent her a message because she hopped out urgently of our live last night. Wayne, Adam, you were there. Her husband had a heart attack and is in the hospital.
What?
Oh dear.
Yeah,
God bless.
I just read it. So can we just put those prayers out? I don't mean to do everything,
Amen. Yeah, we can.
but let everybody know.
Certainly, and thank you for letting us know that.
Yes, thank you, Christina,
All
for
right.
letting us know that. Wow,
I
man.
love you all. I'm going to drop out on that, but I'll be in chat, Adam. Thank you for
Wonderful.
having me.
We love you,
Yep.
Christina. Thank you so much.
Christina.
Love you, Christina.
Catch you later.
Hey, and I'm gonna go next so I can get out here. I'm watching right now. Oh my gosh, somebody is going through Nancy's neighborhood. I can't tell if it's 857 or if it's JLR. So watching that too to see what kind of mischief the boys are getting into tonight. But I've had a great time being here, Adam and Mike. Thank you so much, and look forward to doing it again sometime.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
All right, thank y'all. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.
All right, Wayne, last words, brother.
Yeah, just finish up. I'm covering the Lindsay Clancy case. Going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Invited a lot of different people over there with different views, who thinks who's guilty and who's not guilty and that kind of thing. So if you guys want to join us at 9 o'clock, try to keep the child on all day and have some open discussions and many prayers for PI 56 and for her husband especially. And thank you guys for having me up. You got a great show. I love you both. I love everybody. And catch you.
I'll try to get in on that tomorrow.
Yeah, we love you, brother. You're doing a great job over there. Keep up the great work. And thanks for sending me that other info, and I'll check it out.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Thank you so much, y'all.
See you.
Thanks, man.
See y'all.
Hi, we.
All right, Miss Nikki, it's you and us.
I guess it's me now.
Then
Hi.
there were two. Well, before you say anything,
and then there were two.
Before you say anything, I just
Okay.
have to say how proud
Sure,
of you
sure.
I am. You are doing such an amazing job on your channel, and I always say it. I love being over there. It is so positive. We have a great time over there, and I just thank you for the efforts that you bring. The stories are great, and I just I recommend and encourage everybody to go over and check out Nikki's Unjust Stories. So thank you, Nikki.
That was so kind of you. Thank you so much for
Your-
doing that.
Your energy is amazing whenever you come on.
It's always amazing.
I
It's
get
always-
really passionate, and I just want to make sure that everybody has the right answers, and I don't know. I'm a information sleuth, I guess you could say. I just try to dig, until I find something, that's of substantial, information for somebody. And I appreciate you, and I thank you very much for saying that, Adam. And it's not been an easy road, I don't want to talk about it too long, but illness comes into play quite a bit, and I just try to fight against it the best I can. I try to make as best a sense of things as I possibly can. I just really, care about everybody, and I just want everybody to be happy and everything to work out for everybody. And I just have good, goodwill towards all men, all man, all human, and I just want the best for everyone.
You are a wonderful woman, and we appreciate you so much.
And I appreciate you guys too, and all the information that you give us, and your insights, and your love and caring, and it's reciprocated. It's not just talk. When you come and support, and that means a lot to people, more than probably a lot of people know, because maybe you coming and over there is the only thing that person's ever had in their life. I talked about that the other day, about parents not showing up at games, and how kids look when they look into the bleachers, and they just try to look for that one person that's there to cheer them on. Then they can cheer the team on, but they cheer them on, and they always look for that. And I think that even as adults we do, and I thank you for that. That means a lot to this lady.
Well, thank you for
And
saying
I just
that.
thank you.
Well,
Yes, it means a lot. And I knew Mike would understand it as a coach and a sportsman. He would totally get what I was saying.
100%.
That it's very important that you have support. And it's very important. And I know some people don't like to sub. I kind of hear all this talk and stuff. But it really helps all of us. If you really care about us and you want us to work out our channels and you want to be part of it, because it takes a village. It's not just us by ourselves, and you all can help with that. And coming and watching is great. You help the algorithm and stuff, but just liking and subbing is such a big deal, you guys, in the YouTube world, you know. And I just wanted to say that because I had heard the other chatter from before, and I just wanted to reiterate that with people.
Well, thank you so much, Nikki. We love you and we appreciate you always.
Love you too, and keep growing. You're doing great.
Thank you.
so much.
We appreciate you. See you later.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. Great panel tonight. Great discussion, Mike. Unbelievable. So, guys, I'll put up the phone lines for just a couple minutes, guys. If anybody wants to call in, I know it's Sunday night, and there's some people that probably, well, a lot of people are in bed right now. The smart ones are in bed, right?
Some people have to get up really early and go to work in the morning.
Yeah, some of us do.
Are you one of them?
I'm one of them. So anyway, we'll open them up for just a little while. 470-499-0902. If you guys want to give us a call and discuss anything that we've discussed tonight or anything at all. And before we get into that, you guys, if you do pray, please send a prayer out for PI 56's husband. God, just please bless him, put your hands on him, Lord, and heal him. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen, God.
Amen.
Amen. So you guys send out some prayers for her husband. And a lot of people going through a lot of things, and we take a lot of things for granted, Mike. So, but anyway, if anybody wants to give us a call, 470-499-0902. Wayne, we appreciate you, man. As soon as my chat gets down to where I can put it on the screen, we investigate. Thanks for having me up. Go Dogs. Thank you so much, Wayne. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Jaylene, it's a Go Dogs.
All day, every day.
Now I can see the chat. I couldn't see the chat for the longest time, guys. So
yeah, I have no clue what that chat said today.
Yeah, it was tough trying to check it out. So I mean, another good one tonight, Mike. Just wish we knew something, man. I wish they would just give us a little bit more information that we could put some of these theories to bed. And, you know, I get it. They want to hold some things close and they don't want to reveal anything. But it seems to me like there are some things that they could kind of give us some information on that would allow us to stop making up all these theories or coming up with theories, because right now that's all we have. I mean, that's literally all we have. What's up, Paige? Thanks for joining us. And, you know, people talk about, you know, that theory is so far-fetched and this theory is so far-fetched. Well, is it? I mean, is it really? At this point, nothing's far-fetched, guys. I mean, as long as it's plausible and you can come with receipts as to how it can happen, right?
Right. And it could be, I rate all the stuff you come up with or that we come up with, I rate it in a percentage. 10% likely that happened, right? Or 1% or whatever. And I have to go back to the percentages of statistically what law enforcement numbers are put out. It's usually the last person seen with them knows something, has something.
I think it's 85% or something like that.
And
don't quote me on that, but I think it is.
And with that being said, you know, I go back. I said it earlier in the chat. I only know what I know. I only know the life that I've lived, right? And that's where I kind of come up with, you know, the way I see things that happen or that could happen. And you might have lived a different life. You know what you know, and the people in the chats, they know what they know. And once you start putting stuff together, you can go, hey, but if we're so close-minded on things that your way is the only way, like, and I don't want to say it to be ugly or this and the other, but, like, don't be ignorant. Like, things can happen outside of your world that truly we don't think, a lot of us don't think as criminals or think or have been around criminals or don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. And things happen outside your life that and bigger things are at play. People don't get in powerful positions by being nice to people all the time and everything's peaches and cream. There's things that they make backdoor deals and people get hurt and people, can get unalive to move up the ranks and stuff, and people could get unalive to make people be quiet. So
certainly, I think it's either 13 days or 20 days till kickoff. So we're ready for that.
We had a scrimmage yesterday morning, and it was so hot. We had to start it at like 8 o'clock.
It's rough out
and
there.
it was bad.
All right, guys, I'm gonna leave this up for like 2 more minutes. If nobody wants to call, we're gonna cut it tonight. But
before anybody calls, did you see that video of that cottonmouth that was in a kid's helmet for an hour while he was practicing?
No, I did not.
And it didn't bite him.
Thank God. No.
He put his helmet on,
Dude.
And it got stuck in between the padding and the helmet. And he was practicing, and he said something in his helmet felt weird.
Dude.
Next thing you know, he's like, he felt something kind of move, and he took his helmet off, and they put it in like a ice bucket, like one of the cold, like for a cold tub, and a snake crawled out, and they grabbed it. It was probably about a foot long, I guess.
That's awful, and I don't know what I would do. I would scream like a girl.
Oh,
I'm telling you, snakes and me do not get along. Anyway, 470-499-0902. I think
you
the
should
phones
not
are,
have told me that.
I think dude, I'm telling you now, that's one thing I cannot deal with.
Oh my gosh! Hey,
I think
call me one more time.
I think the phone lines are open. I'm not sure.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
One more call. You're going one more call too many times. The next thing you know, you're going to look down. It's going to be one of them little pranks. I hate snakes too, but one of them plastic snakes, we're going to clip it to your belt and I'm going to be like, Adam, I'm going to watch you run. One more call.
Hey, that's all good.
One more call.
Listen, I really enjoy the channel. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So the phone lines are working. So
You
that's a good
didn't
thing.
read that out loud. You just didn't say nothing.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was just sitting here watching you two.
Thank you. What's your
You
name?
are on live, right?
We are on live. Yes, ma'am.
Dana. Oh, okay. Well, I've been keeping up with everything for a month since the beginning, but this may not be a big deal, but it's just something that I noticed, or I think as far as features. Now, the two people that were, what's his name? The one that they, the SWAT team raided and all.
Luke.
The two, yeah, Luke Daly and
Carlos.
It's a shame I watch it every day.
Carlos.
But it's just something to look into. I mean, because it's still in my head. But I pay attention to features. Being, I do makeup and I'm a hairdresser and all, so that stands out. I could be wrong, but the two moms, although one of them's the mother-in-law, right? Mother-in-law.
Yes, of Carlos. Yes.
Okay, Carlos. Yes, his mother-in-law and Luke's mom. And like I said, I could be wrong, but maybe you might want to check into it. They kind of like have the same similar features. They may have like different tones, skin color, but the features to me stand out. And one might be taller, thinner, darker, the other heavier, whatever. But there's some very similar features. And I was just thinking, wouldn't that be something if they were related?
Would be something.
I mean, like I said, I'm not saying, oh, look, go, but if you have the means to check into it, maybe dig a little bit, they could be. And hey, I mean, there's a lot of people that are related today, but since they are subjects, then I would try to look into that,
Yes,
background.
certainly. I mean, it's definitely something to look into.
They could be cousins, sisters, aunts. I mean, anything. The features are just really close, though. The cheekbones. Like I said, the weight is different. One's thinner and the one's heavier. But if you would have put their face, like, side by side and ignore the whatever weight they, heavy or thin, doesn't matter. Just don't pay attention to that or the skin color. Look at the shape of the eyes, the high cheekbones, maybe even the chin. Just speaks the total features. They just something about them,
Yeah, most definitely. I'll try to look into that.
Like I said, it might not be anything, but what if they all related? I mean,
certainly, yeah. So something to look into.
I mean, this could be a big family affair on that side also. I mean,
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll check into it.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for the call. See you later.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Shauna, it's good to see you. It's good to hear from you. And congratulations on your son getting married Friday. So prayers out to you that everything goes well with your son's wedding. And may God bless them. So anyway, I missed a call. If you guys, 814, if you want to call back, 470-499-0902. And real quick, guys, if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, or if you haven't hit the like button yet, guys, please hit the like button, and let's try to get as many likes on this video as we can. I know a lot of people are on live tonight. JLR is still doing a great job. He's live, driving around the neighborhood. So thank you guys for being here with us. We appreciate that. So I'll leave this phone open for like 2 more minutes, and we're going to shut it down after that. So 470-499-0902, an 814 number called, and we missed it. So
You got a busy day tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a busy week coming up. Very busy. And the grind's about to start again. I'm about to get back in the zone. So I'll be doing my thing, eating beans and peas or whatever you say. So.
He ate beans and peas for like 2 weeks. That was it. That was it. I was like, bruh, what the? Listen, I just like trying stuff.
Listen.
Don't try that no more.
Listen. When you get in the zone, you have a goal you have to achieve, right?
I get that.
Yeah.
But you can achieve that goal by not doing something so daggum crazy that you are miserable to be around. Let me know when you get on that.
I'm jumping back on it.
You're starting it tomorrow?
For 13 weeks.
What? Tell me what. What are you
13 weeks.
Okay,
bro.
so tell me what you're going to do.
I can't tell you.
No, you can't.
I can't tell you.
Why? Why can't you tell me?
I just can't tell you. I'll tell you afterwards.
Because I'll pick on you?
Yeah.
You wait till, hey, I'll tell y'all. I'll tell y'all what he says. Oh, you could hear that?
All right, guys.
You best believe I'm going to be walking in here with that gum. Y'all will see a Waffle House cup sitting right here.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Coach, what are you saying?
Hey, how are you?
Hey guys. I wasn't going to call. I didn't want to bother y'all, but everybody is just being so sweet and kind in the chat, and I just wanted to say hello and thank you. Just thank you, all of you. I really hope you guys know, not just the Adam Church, but this Patriot Pride family. Wow. This is just a good place to be. So thank you for
being here. You guys are the ones that make it great. So, we love you guys, and we're so thankful that you guys are here with us.
Well, and I'm thankful to be able to follow a channel like yours that is just no drama. It's good-hearted. It's factual, and I want to say I appreciate you guys for. I don't get to call in as much, but I'm still here. I'm watching. I'm liking. Whether I'm on rewatch or live, this is an amazing, family or community you have built. The both of you. It's all because of you guys.
We're just blessed to be up here and being able to serve in a way that we can. It's literally y'all, because me and Adam would be here talking with or without y'all, and
And we're just lucky to join in.
and we're just blessed that y'all are able to join in with us,
Yeah.
and get to see and interact and talk and build great relationships with people that
Yeah.
I truly look forward to getting to come on and hearing from people and their views, and just being a part of this family. It's pretty cool.
It's very
It
cool.
really is.
Very cool that
You're
you
right.
guys are supportive of the mission that we're trying to bring out there, and that you guys are standing behind my nephew and his name, and everything that we're trying to.
Absolutely. Ryan King.
Yeah, we're trying to do. So.
Yes, sir.
Would you ever thought that
Well, listen.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, Coach.
No, you go ahead. You
go.
called.
No,
but I forgot what I was going to say.
I would have never
gotta
thought.
go.
You never ever thought that, looking back about Ryan being able to touch this many people. It's absolutely crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's it's really humbling, honestly, and it's a blessing. And so, like I said, I hear him giggling. He had this very distinguishable giggle, so I can hear him giggling right now. And so I love it. And again, I thank you guys for it. So it's always great to hear from you, Shauna.
And I hope that you hear that giggle from your nephew all the time, because I didn't know him, but I feel it through you guys, and I just want y'all to keep going. You have such a great, as you know, support system. I mean, the no drama, the good.
Just a good community.
My
yeah.
brain will.
No. I got you. I got you.
My brain's going to come back. I promise.
Yes, I got you, Shauna. Yeah, the community, and we couldn't do that without the mods. Our mods are unbelievable. We got the best in the game.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely. Jim's survival. He's my. I mean, I love all the mods, absolutely, but Jim's survival is he's my first buddy on this channel.
That's awesome.
I feel like on YouTube channels, your mods represent you, whoever you may be, whatever channel you may be, and they represent your mission and you very well. And I know that I support through the Buy Me a Coffee membership, and I've said this. I want to give more, and I will. Sorry, God.
It's okay.
My brain sucks.
No, it's okay. I don't want you to worry about giving anything. I want you to give us you. That's all we want, is you to give us you and being here with us.
And you give us the most valuable asset you have is your time. You can make money. You can do a lot of things. You can't make the time that you have left here, and you're spending it with us. That's an honor to us. Like we're appreciative of just that.
Yeah, we all have a limited amount of time, and I can't put a price tag on people's time. You know what I mean? And that I can buy whatever. I mean, money we can make more, but I cannot buy anybody's time.
Well, and you guys do the same thing. This family that you built is more. I can probably speak for Sikorsky and many others. I'm sorry, the names are escaping me, but you guys have built this family, and I just appreciate all of you so much, every single one of you. And it's like you said, when you go to build those houses for people, I'll be right there.
Amen.
I'll hammer any nail. I'll do the landscaping. I'll trim the bushes. I don't know, but I'll be right there helping you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, and we love you so much.
Thank you.
We're always just so proud of you and for coming here with us. We can't thank you enough.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough because you have no idea how much you've helped me. And my baby boy, 28 years old, is getting married on Friday, and I'm just hoping that I'm not going to go down that aisle in a wheelchair. That's one thing I'm not going to do. So if y'all would just say a prayer for that, then I'll be good to go.
We certainly will.
Definitely will.
We certainly will.
All right, I love you guys. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure
and I
thing.
miss y'all.
Love you. Thank you, Shauna.
Okay. Love you guys too. God bless everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to her son, and she is so good to us, and that's cool, Trav. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming back over, brother.
I'm about to have to go eat something myself.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able, well, maybe, so Sundays are going to be my cheat day. So if we go to Waffle House, we'll have to do it on Sunday. So.
Okay. Well, today's Monday.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying. Is it Sunday or is it Monday?
Sunday lasts 24 hours.
So can you give me a hint of like a little bit of
what?
what? Like tell me.
It's just going to be rough. I'm going to leave this up for one more minute. I know we missed an 814 number, so if you guys want to call, we'll take one more, 470-499-0902. So if anybody wants to call, we'll take one more, guys, and then we're going to shut it down.
So if I get my buddies a python and walk in, and it just sits around my shoulders,
no.
Cool with it?
No, sir.
Why?
That's not coming in my house, brother. I can promise you. Listen, I stepped on one time in the house barefooted at an older house I lived at, and I'm surprised I'm here. It's only by the grace of God I'm here right now. It was awful.
Well, I'll tell you, I actually almost put my foot in a shoe that had a little baby.
No, sir.
Copperhead in it.
No, sir.
And luckily, I was probably...
Every day lasts 24 hours? Good point.
I was probably like 14. And Mom and them made me run out. I had to go feed Scraps dog.
Yeah.
And I just stepped over it, and I heard something smack the leather.
Well,
and I forgot, and we had more, and I went back out, and when I went to put my foot down in it, I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Usually when I try to get on the panel, I have sound issues.
Tell everybody your name and where you're calling from.
So, has anybody ever thought about the cousin that Savannah had in the book?
I've heard that theory before. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, I've just always wondered why none of their names were ever brought up, and maybe they're keeping a lot of this on low key because Savannah's job, I mean, if they think, somebody in the family did it, she probably wouldn't want all that publicized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, certainly. I can definitely understand that.
Like my daughter's a teacher, and if something in our family happened, I don't think she would want it publicized due to her job.
Right.
And another thing I always wonder about is Cameron. I still have not forgotten the video with the YouTuber when he gave Annie a ride home. This was at the very beginning, and he went through like that privacy fence. They were going in her back door, and he just kind of turned around and looked at the YouTubers and just had this weird smile on his face. And if I don't recall, I mean, that was like in the very beginning. If anybody else remembers that, if you go back and look at the videos, you would probably see what I'm talking about. But
right.
Why he would smile, in such a situation.
Right. It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah. So that's just something else I've been wanting to put out there.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Country Sunflower.
Okay, yeah.
From Missouri.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been here since the beginning. I'm the one who reminds you every show that I was one of your first callers.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And thank you so much for that. We appreciate you.
Yep. And if y'all go in the Waffle House, don't forget to eat some for me.
Definitely.
I'll take the All-Star.
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
Heck yeah.
Well,
Alrighty.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate you.
Yep. You guys have a great evening, and God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
And my daddy was a veteran, by the way, World War II.
Well, thank you for your service.
That's what else attracts me to your channel. I respect you guys for what you do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you guys, Adam and Mike both.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty. Have a good night.
All
You
right,
too.
bye.
Guys, we have, I think we're only like 40 likes away from 750, maybe not even that. So if you guys can just hit the like button for us, let's get to 750 likes tonight, guys. We'd really appreciate that. So if you're here and you have not hit the like button yet, let's get us to 750. And mods, let me know where we are if you don't mind. I think we're close, but we need a few more likes. So we'll take one more call, guys. If anybody else wants to call in, 470-499-0902. We'll take one more, guys.
I wonder if Thornbridge is in here.
She was earlier, but I think they've been trying to get in bed a little earlier, so I don't know if they still are or not. I know what I know what Mike's doing for Halloween.
I actually hate snakes, so I'm just giving him a hard time.
I think they might be saying they know what costume. Oh no, we're not going to do that, guys.
What?
So we need 21 likes, guys. So if you guys want that like button to get us to 750 tonight, guys. That's all we ask. So Misty says she's had 3 fur babies running around. Thank you, Country, for calling in. We appreciate it. And we'll leave it up for another minute. Like I said, 470-499-0902. I was going to call, but my son took my phone again. Well, get it back and give us a call, Jaylene.
Reason I asked was I actually sent them one of them DNA vibes through Devin.
Oh, cool.
And we'll see if they got it yet.
Nice. We need 7 more likes, guys. Anybody else wants to call in? We'll leave it up for literally 2 minutes. Countdown starting now.
I've heard that 5 times.
750 likes. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
2 minutes, and it's going to go to like a
No,
minute.
two minutes.
A minute, 45 seconds, and somebody's going to call, and then it'll be.
Well, let's go old
2
school. 2 minutes. All right, let's go old school. Do you think anybody will call in 2 minutes?
Why, hell yeah.
I don't think they will.
Okay. What are we betting?
$50 to Patriot Pride.
Okay.
So 2 minutes starting right now. It'll be 142. Okay, and then that's it for tonight. I don't think they will. If they do, I'll give Patriot Pride $50. So see if you're gonna win or if I'm gonna win.
I always win.
Let's go. Anyway, so we got 760 likes. So thank you guys for that. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Mike, are you near Georgia National Cemetery?
Where's that at?
I have no idea. Where is that? We must not be. Taking caller 9. Hurry up.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right. Oh, Patriot Pride, $50. Hello, this is Patriot Pride. Mike.
Hey.
Nope.
No, that what you said. Would somebody call? You
Mike?
didn't say would we take a call?
Mike. Nobody. That was
a call.
Null and void.
We had 700 people in here hear that phone ring.
Null
Somebody
and void.
called.
That one didn't count. So there's only 1 more minute left. Somebody says, do we have Venmo? We have Buy Me a Coffee, and that's the QR link to that, guys. Let's get to 775 likes. Let's see if we can do that. Thanks, Jim. And we got 1 more minute if somebody calls in. It was a prank call. I agree with that. So Mike may owe me $50 because that one didn't count. Oh. You got him on your side, Mike. Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Give me my money.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride. That's you calling.
Give me my
money.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Mike won the bet.
Dang.
Put 50 on it. Put
Dang.
50 on it.
He did. How are you doing? It's good to hear from you.
I'm good. Everybody else is. I try to keep up with everybody. It's not that easy, but
I know. You do an awesome job spreading the love. Thank you for doing that. It means a
yeah, I
lot.
don't know who called and hung up, but
That
I was
was
like,
me.
She said,
Was it you? Was
Yeah,
it really you, Mike?
I was over there dialing and I called. Hey, I'm gonna win.
What you
But
been up
dang,
to?
man, if I knew you were cheating, I wouldn't have called.
Exactly. Thank you.
Hey,
I'm just.
What have you been up to, Misty?
Oh, nothing much. Nothing much.
Let me ask you a question. You probably didn't.
Yeah.
You weren't able to see what we covered tonight, but we covered.
No, I didn't.
We covered the plausibility of the blood being planted on the front porch. Do you think that
Mhm.
there is a way that could have happened? Is
Well,
that
there's always a way.
well?
There's always a way.
I'm saying, is that in one of your theories that the blood was planted
I
there and it was staged?
I don't think it was planted there. No,
Okay.
I've heard all the different theories though, and it was oxygenated blood, but I thought we had this conversation the other night, but
We did, but
we went a little deeper than normal. It started out as she never made it inside. She went from the car to the front porch and never made it actually inside.
like maybe her and
Mhm.
Tommaso got into it when he got there. She tried to get in the door. He brought her back out. So that's how it started.
She
and
fell
then,
and kind of hit her head or
Yeah.
whatever, and then, but then we did a case study of ourselves, and we actually to see if the blood was already there before the porch guy came up. And long story short, we drew blood. We shot it out of a syringe, and made little blood droplets to see if it would actually get picked up on the infrared camera. So that's how that kind of started.
And so it is plausible. So yeah, we started out with the theory of maybe she didn't make it through. Something happened between those two. He pulled her back. That's how the blood got on the porch. But as we
yeah,
just real quick, as we got deeper into it, then we started talking about, well, maybe something actually happened at their house, and whether it was intentional or unintentional, they figured, well, now we've got to make something up, and then possibility of blood being planted. And so all we wanted to do,
you
or
mean
I
A
wanted
and T
do what now?
house?
Yeah,
You mean
yeah,
A and T's
yeah,
house?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so all I really wanted to do was just see, was it plausible? Could it be done? And so it could be done, I think. I mean, we got a syringe and we replicated kind of how it went. It was very difficult to see on a infrared camera. So, yeah, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, watch this back, and I think that I think you'll be kind of interested in what we covered.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch it back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about how there was blood on the kind of going down the driveway, right, and the gravel kind of.
Yeah, we got.
And then we
sent
talked about how there were.
Yeah, and we got sent some video of that we got to check out.
Shauna, thank you so much for your support. We love you so much. Thanks for your support through Buy Me a Coffee. And thanks for the 775 likes, guys. That's awesome. And real quick, Misty, so Chris, he says, wouldn't they have Tommaso and her getting into it on the Ring camera if they have the porch guy on video? It's a great point, and I'm sure you weren't able to watch earlier, but we also covered that as well. And you guys go back and watch this because I think you guys will find it pretty intriguing. If you have access to the application, the Nest app on the phone, you can actually go into the application and delete what it has stored. And so based on the research that we found, Google allegedly, if you go into the actual app itself and delete any type of notifications, because she didn't have a subscription, so there wouldn't have been video footage that they could have actually watched, but you do get notifications. So if you go actually into the app itself and delete that, then allegedly they can't pull that back up. And so one thought that we may have had that could have been plausible, if that's true, then we know based on the 911 dispatch calls that the family didn't have access to the cameras, but they did have access into her phone. So
have we heard the 911 calls?
So it's the dispatch call basically when of the night, when not the actual 911 call, but the dispatch call about blah 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 blah. So again, you guys go back and watch it. But so if that's the case and you can do that, then what if, just a theory, something did go down, somebody did plant the blood, there was an altercation earlier, they had access into the phone, they deleted that part, and they left the part that they actually wanted people to see. So again, I'm not saying that's my top theory, but we just wanted to see, is this plausible and could it actually have happened?
Right. And I'll have to go back and watch it. I don't want to say too much since I did not see your stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But if something happened at A&T's, I don't see it being set up for this whole porch guy and everything the same night. That's too much planning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be a lot.
But I'll have to go back. Yeah, I have to go back and watch because I don't want to make comments when I did not see everything you talked about.
Yeah.
You know.
So
being respectful.
where are you at on your theory? And I don't know if you heard JLR the other day, but he is he's actually now, I think. So did you hear him say he went over and just sat in front of the house for about 30 minutes the other night?
No, I did not.
So he was out there by himself, just chilling at night, and he sat in front of the house. Hold on one second.
Right there. Oh,
Like if you don't believe me.
we.
Oh yeah. He sat in front of the house for like 30 minutes, and he just said he just started thinking, and he's like, "There's no way this could be random," with the location of this house. He's like, I don't even think it could be cartel. He's like, I really feel like this is a cover up in some form or fashion. Now, obviously, he didn't name any names, but he said, I feel like this is some form of cover up, and he said, I really feel that her body is, within a 5-mile radius of where we are right now.
Yeah, I think that he's always felt that she's still like within the neighborhood from what I've seen on his streams. I think I've told y'all my final theory. I think Tomato is involved. And I also think Pinocchio is helping cover it up.
Why? And a lot of people do think that, and I'm trying to get on board, but I'm just trying to figure out why would he involve himself. So let's say Tommaso is involved, and I'm not saying he is, but we're going to the theory, hypothetical. If he is, why then would Nanos also be involved?
Money.
I don't think it started in the beginning of him being involved, right? I think it was more of he botched it so bad, he realized, hey, and he told a little white lie, and it went in to cover himself, and he went in to, now he's so deep, he's like, I gotta do something, right? Like,
so indirectly, Mike, you think he's covering it up?
Yes.
Misty, directly, do you think he I'm asking you, indirectly or directly, do you think he's covering up? Like, do you think it's intentional he's covering up?
Yes.
For Tommaso?
Yes.
Now, and you think that maybe he's doing that because of what Tommaso may receive monetarily? You think he may be paying him off?
Possibly.
Interesting.
I'm curious why they were told to get everything wrapped up like within one day. And people say that somebody was on top of Nanos, but that doesn't make any sense. And nothing in this case makes sense, but nobody's going to try to wrap up a crime scene in one day when it was never even really a crime scene. So something's going on. Something is going on.
It's a very good point.
And we all know Nanos is already a criminal, so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff will start coming out the closer we get to November.
Real quick, Gina, thank you so much. Welcome to the Patriot Pride family, and we only need 2 more likes, guys, to get 800. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome.
Oh, guys, like.
I know.
How many people we got in here?
We still got like 600 or 700, I think. It's JLR was on tonight, so it's been kind of a light night for us tonight. A lot of people were on tonight, actually.
You think we can get?
They were all on at the dinner party, yeah.
You think we could get 1,000?
Nah, not tonight. We will. We'll end up getting 1,000, but
1,000 likes.
Yeah, God willing, but not tonight during the live stream.
Oh, well, then I'm not even gonna offer it then.
I don't think there's a way to do it. I think everybody that said here is probably already liked. But what are you gonna offer?
Nothing if we can't get there.
I mean, we can always get somewhere if we got time to get there. You know what I'm saying?
You said no, so I'm not gonna offer it, guys. Blame him. I was gonna offer a DNA vibe device.
Oh dang, dude!
$825 worth, but you said we can't get there, so.
I'll tell you what.
So it's not a bet; it's an offer if you get somewhere. So you're not going to offer it because you know it's going to get there.
Well, I mean, I was gonna offer it.
These machines are
to challenge to see if we could get to 1,000 before we went off, but He said we can't do it, so I might as well not even offer it.
Chris, that depends on how many more calls. Yeah, it depends on how much time we've got. I mean,
And you can just offer it and look like a nice guy, but then it doesn't get there, but you still offered it.
yeah, be like, we offered it, guys.
I'm just messing with you, Mike. I love you, Mike.
I am. So I've been blessed enough to give some devices away through Devon's sponsorship. Devon wants to give 2 or 3 away for Patriot Pride members, and the devices are legit. They actually just signed. Did you see that where they signed Rob Gronkowski?
I did.
To be one of their guys. So I can say Devin got signed before Rob did.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah,
Pretty awesome.
but yeah, Misty. Well, I guess
I'll go back and watch it. Yeah.
I guess time will tell. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just so. I
Hopefully.
think the whole thing is just so unfortunate, and the person that's obviously suffering the most is Miss Nancy, and I think a lot of time, a lot of people forget about that. It's kind of sad.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Yep.
So
hopefully time will tell.
Yes.
We can just pray.
Exactly. But we love you, Misty. It's always good to hear from you.
Hey, and before you leave, We Investigate said he's trying to convince Adam to throw do a meet and greet at the Georgia-Alabama game and do some
I'll be there.
stuff.
I'll be there.
We'll see if we can work it out.
Said we're starting.
All right, Misty. Well, I appreciate
Sounds
you. Okay.
awesome. All right. Love you guys.
Love you. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. That is a great call to end on. Right? Misty is always so supportive of everybody. She man, I don't know how she does it, but she goes around to everybody's channels and does a wonderful job. So, we got to 823 likes. That's awesome, guys. That's awesome. Let's check this out real quick before we get out of here.
In honor of Ryan King and all that have fallen before, now and beyond, your stories will carry on. Here's some advice given by First Lieutenant Daniel Hyde, who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Do not accept mediocrity in any aspect of your life. Patriot pride is now live. Patriot pride is now live.
I saw some people were saying we were off, but we weren't actually off. We were playing the intro/outro song. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We love you guys. Jim says we got 827 likes. It's amazing on a light night. So thank you guys so much. We love you guys. You guys are unbelievable. So humbled by you guys being here. If you have not hit the like button yet, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you guys donated in any way tonight monetarily, thank you guys so much. I hope I got everybody. If I didn't, I'm so sorry, but thank you so much. And if you didn't donate monetarily, you just donated by being here with us and your time. As we said, your time is the most valuable asset. You can't put a price tag on that. So thank you guys so much for that. Mike, you got any closing words?
Amy, the device is called a DNA Vibe. You can go on and check it out.
Yeah, you can go on their website at DNA Vibe. We'll have more information coming to you guys on that, but just check out DNA Vibe Jazz Band, I think is what it's called, and it's there's different packages there. The one that we have that we're able to give out to veterans and their families and active military. It's the one that's the value is $825. So you guys go and check that out. Hopefully we're going to be able to do a lot of things, a lot of good stuff, help out a lot of people with these. So I can't thank DNA Vibe enough, and Scott and Coach Milk, right? So, and Mike and Devin, you guys, I can't thank you guys enough. Without Devin and Mike, none of this would have happened. So thank you guys so much. Again, love you guys. God willing, we'll see you guys again on Wednesday. And until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful first of your week. Go Dogs. And hey, let's send out some prayers for P.I.'s husband and for Shauna's son and for everybody.
For Shauna being able to walk down the aisle.
Amen, yes. In the name of Jesus, Shauna will have the strength and the power to walk down that aisle with her son. In Jesus' blood, we pray this. Amen, amen, and amen. And you guys pray too if you do. Thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful first of your week. And we'll see you guys again on Wednesday, God willing. See you later. Bye.
Peace.